Life can often feel like a relentless storm, waves of stress, uncertainty and chaos crashing against you from all directions. In the face of this modern turbulence, many of us search for stability, a sense of peace and deeper meaning. What if I told you there's a way to rise above the noise, a path that has guided millions for centuries? That path is Buddhism. Buddhism is more than a religion. It's a philosophy, a way of life, and a timeless guide to finding balance in a world that never seems to slow down. Rooted in the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama, or the Buddha, this ancient wisdom offers practical solutions for navigating life's challenges. Whether you're grappling with stress, longing for clarity, or striving for personal growth, Buddhism holds the keys to a more mindful, peaceful, and purpose-driven life. In a world consumed by constant distractions, social pressures, and the ever-present hustle for success, Buddhism reminds us to pause and breathe. It teaches us that true happiness isn't found in material possessions or fleeting achievements, but in mastering our minds, cultivating compassion, and embracing the present moment. The teachings of the Buddha, distilled over 2,500 years, remain strikingly relevant today, offering profound insights into human nature and the art of living well. This guide is not about converting you or asking you to abandon your beliefs. Instead, it's an invitation to explore timeless principles that can help you navigate the complexities of modern life. Whether you're seeking to overcome stress, deepen your mindfulness practice, or simply understand yourself better, the teachings of Buddhism can be a transformative force. Through this journey, you'll discover practical tools for managing stress, letting go of attachments, and cultivating inner peace. You'll learn how to turn adversity into growth, embrace impermanence, and build resilience in the face of life's challenges. Most importantly, you'll begin to see that the path to fulfillment lies not in changing the world around you, but in transforming the world within you. This isn't just a guide, it's a roadmap for modern living rooted in ancient wisdom. So, take a deep breath, let go of the noise, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Welcome to the ultimate 3-hour Buddhism guide for modern living. Your path to clarity, peace, and purpose starts here. Understanding the Buddha's path. In a time of great uncertainty and social unrest, more people are searching for clarity, balance, and a sense of purpose. Over 2,500 years ago, a man named Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, embarked on a similar quest for answers. His journey led to the creation of a philosophy that has transcended centuries, offering guidance and solace to millions. Buddhism is not just a set of teachings, it is a way of life, a practical approach to understanding the nature of existence and finding inner peace. It continues to hold profound relevance in our modern world. The Buddha's path began with a deep dissatisfaction with the material comforts and privileges he was born into. As a prince, Siddhartha had everything anyone could desire: wealth, power, and security. Yet he felt an unshakable emptiness. He saw that even those who seemed to have everything were not immune to suffering. Age, illness, and death were universal, and no amount of power could protect anyone from these realities. It was this stark truth that propelled Siddhartha to renounce his royal life and seek a deeper understanding of existence. His search took him to asceticism, where he pushed his body to the brink in an attempt to achieve enlightenment. But this extreme deprivation only left him weaker, both physically and mentally. This realization became the cornerstone of what would later be called the middle way, a balanced approach that avoids both indulgence and denial. Siddhartha's awakening came not through force or extremes, but through insight, stillness, and profound reflection under the Bodhi tree. The Buddha's path is often misunderstood as a religion focused solely on spirituality, detached from worldly concerns. In truth, it is a framework for living. At its heart lies the understanding that suffering, or dukkha, is an inescapable part of life. From the smallest inconveniences to the greatest tragedies, suffering touches everyone. What the Buddha offered was not a way to avoid suffering entirely, but a method to navigate it with wisdom and composure. Modern life is riddled with its own forms of suffering: anxiety about the future, dissatisfaction with work, strained relationships, and the overwhelming noise of technology can make life feel chaotic. The Buddha's teachings remind us that the roots of our discomfort often lie within us, in our cravings, attachments, and inability to accept impermanence. His path encourages us to look inward, not for quick fixes, but for enduring solutions. In today's fast-paced world, the Buddha's emphasis on mindfulness has become more critical than ever. We are often so consumed by our thoughts, regrets about the past, or worries about the future, that we forget to live in the present moment. The Buddha taught that true liberation comes when we fully engage with the here and now, appreciating life as it unfolds. The relevance of the Buddha's path today also lies in its universality. It doesn't demand blind faith or adherence to dogma. Instead, it invites questioning, exploration, and self-discovery. It provides tools for anyone, regardless of background or belief system, to find peace and clarity. Whether through meditation, ethical living, or the cultivation of compassion, these teachings offer practical ways to lead a more meaningful life. The Buddha's journey from privilege to enlightenment is a timeless reminder that external circumstances alone cannot bring lasting fulfillment. His life and teachings serve as a guide, showing us that the answers we seek are not found in wealth or status, but in understanding the nature of our own minds. In embracing the Buddha's path, we step into a tradition that values wisdom, kindness, and balance, offering a way to navigate the complexities of modern living with grace and purpose. The Four Noble Truths, the key to understanding life. At the core of the Buddha's teachings lies a simple yet profound framework, the Four Noble Truths. These truths are not abstract theories, but practical insights into the human condition. They provide a lens through which we can understand the nature of suffering and the steps needed to alleviate it. In a world filled with challenges and uncertainty, the Four Noble Truths serve as a timeless guide to navigating life's inevitable ups and downs. The first noble truth states, life is dukkha. This is often translated as, life is suffering, but dukkha encompasses more than pain or sadness. It refers to the dissatisfaction and unease that permeate existence, from the mundane frustrations of daily life to the profound grief of loss. Even moments of joy are tinged with dukkha because they are fleeting. We cling to happiness, fearing its end, or chase after desires, only to find them unfulfilling. This truth is not a pessimistic declaration, but an honest acknowledgement of life's inherent imperfections. The second noble truth identifies the cause of suffering, craving, or attachment. We suffer because we desire things to be different from how they are. We want pleasure without pain, success without failure, and permanence in a world that is ever-changing. This constant yearning creates a cycle of dissatisfaction, as no external achievement or possession can provide lasting contentment. The Buddha taught that recognizing this craving is the first step toward freedom. The third noble truth offers hope. the cessation of suffering is possible. By letting go of craving and attachment, we can break free from the cycle of dissatisfaction. This does not mean suppressing all desires, but learning to approach life with equanimity. It is the realization that true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from a state of inner peace and acceptance. The fourth noble truth outlines the path to liberation, the Eightfold Path. This practical guide is divided into three areas: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. It includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Each step reinforces the others, creating a holistic approach to living with purpose and clarity. In today's context, the Four Noble Truths remain as relevant as ever. The first truth challenges us to confront the discomforts we often try to ignore, whether it's the stress of a demanding job or the ache of unfulfilled dreams. By acknowledging dukkha, we stop running from our problems and begin to face them with courage. The second truth invites us to examine the sources of our dissatisfaction. Are we clinging to unrealistic expectations, chasing material success at the expense of our well-being, or comparing ourselves to others? Recognizing these patterns empowers us to let go and embrace a more balanced perspective. The third truth offers a vision of freedom. Freedom from the endless chase for something more. It reminds us that peace is not found in acquiring, but in appreciating. The fourth truth, the Eightfold Path, provides the tools to cultivate this peace through mindful living, ethical choices, and mental clarity. The Four Noble Truths are not just concepts to be understood, but principles to be lived. They encourage us to take responsibility for our own happiness, showing that transformation begins within. By integrating these truths into our daily lives, we can navigate challenges with wisdom, find joy in simplicity, and create a foundation for lasting contentment. These truths, though ancient, hold the power to transform modern life, offering a clear path through the complexity of the human experience. The Eightfold Path, a roadmap for living well. The Buddha's teachings are often described as a guide to living a life of balance, clarity, and inner peace. At the heart of his philosophy lies the Eightfold Path, a practical roadmap to align our thoughts, actions, and habits with a life of meaning and fulfillment. Unlike rigid commandments or abstract principles, the Eightfold Path is a set of practices designed to be integrated into daily life. Its wisdom resonates across centuries, offering a clear way to navigate the complexities of the modern world. The Eightfold Path is divided into three key areas: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. These are not isolated concepts, but interconnected steps that work together to cultivate a well-rounded, harmonious existence. It begins with wisdom, for without understanding the nature of reality, our efforts may lack direction. The first step is right view, the ability to see life clearly, free from illusion or wishful thinking. This involves understanding the Four Noble Truths and accepting the transient nature of all things. In a world where misinformation and unrealistic expectations often cloud our judgment, right view invites us to ground ourselves in truth. By seeing things as they are, we can approach life with greater clarity and intention. Next is right intention, which focuses on our motives. Are our actions driven by kindness, compassion, and a desire to grow, or are they rooted in greed, anger, or delusion? Right intention calls us to examine our inner world and align our desires with values that promote well-being for ourselves and others. From wisdom, the path transitions to ethical conduct, emphasizing the way we interact with the world. Right speech encourages us to use words thoughtfully. The Buddha taught that speech has the power to heal or harm. Gossip, lies, and harsh words sow discord, while honest and kind communication fosters trust and understanding. In a digital age where words are easily amplified through social media, the principle of right speech is more critical than ever. Right action focuses on our deeds, guiding us to act with integrity and mindfulness. This includes refraining from harming others, stealing, or engaging in harmful behaviors. Right action is not about perfection, but about striving to live in a way that minimizes harm and maximizes good. It is a call to align our actions with our highest values. Right livelihood is the ethical dimension of how we earn a living. The Buddha emphasized the importance of pursuing work that benefits others and avoids harm, such as professions that exploit, deceive, or harm life. In today's interconnected world, this principle challenges us to consider the broader impact of our career choices on people, communities, and the planet. The final section of the path, mental discipline, focuses on training the mind. Right effort involves cultivating positive mental states while letting go of unwholesome ones. This requires diligence and awareness. It is not about forcing positivity, but about consistently nurturing habits of kindness, patience, and resilience. Right. Mindfulness is perhaps the most well-known aspect of the path, emphasizing the importance of living fully in the present moment. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment, helping us break free from autopilot living. In a world filled with distractions, right mindfulness offers a way to regain focus and appreciate life as it unfolds. Finally, right concentration is the practice of deep meditation, allowing us to develop clarity and inner calm. It involves focusing the mind and cultivating stillness, enabling us to connect with our inner wisdom. This practice forms the foundation for greater insight and self-awareness. The Eightfold Path is not a checklist to be completed, but a lifelong practice to be refined. It offers tools for cultivating self-awareness, fostering compassion, and creating a meaningful life. Each step reinforces the others, creating a synergy that transforms our thoughts, actions, and habits. In modern life, where complexity and pressure often dominate, the Eightfold Path provides a framework for balance. It reminds us that a fulfilling life is not about perfection or accumulation, but about alignment, living in harmony with our values and the world around us. By embracing this path, we can navigate life's challenges with wisdom and equanimity, finding peace and purpose in the journey itself. Karma, the law of cause and effect. The principle of karma is one of Buddhism's most well-known teachings, yet it is often misunderstood. Popular culture tends to simplify karma as a system of reward and punishment, where good deeds lead to blessings and bad deeds bring misfortune. While this interpretation is not entirely wrong, it only scratches the surface. In Buddhism, karma is far more profound, a natural law of cause and effect that shapes our experiences and our character. Karma, derived from the Sanskrit word meaning action, refers to the consequences of our thoughts, words, and actions. Every choice we make plants a seed, which will eventually bear fruit. These seeds shape not only our external circumstances, but also the patterns of our mind. In this sense, karma is not a cosmic ledger managed by an external force, but a self-sustaining cycle we create through our intentions and actions. At its core, karma teaches us that we are the architects of our lives. While we cannot control everything that happens to us, we have immense influence over how we respond to life's events. Our reactions, in turn, generate further consequences, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond the immediate moment. To understand karma, consider the power of intention. A kind deed done with genuine compassion carries a different karmic weight than the same action performed out of obligation or for personal gain. Similarly, harmful actions driven by anger or greed leave deeper imprints than those done out of ignorance. In Buddhism, intention is the root of karma, shaping the ethical quality of our actions. In daily life, karma operates in subtle but pervasive ways. Imagine a person who consistently acts with kindness and generosity. Over time, they are likely to attract positive relationships, build trust, and cultivate inner peace. Conversely, someone who habitually lies or manipulates others may find themselves entangled in conflicts, mistrust, and dissatisfaction. These outcomes are not arbitrary, but the natural consequences of their actions and the mental habits they reinforce. Karma also highlights the interconnectedness of life. Our actions do not exist in isolation. They affect others and the world around us. A harsh word can spread negativity, just as a smile can brighten someone's day. Understanding this interconnectedness encourages us to act with mindfulness and compassion, knowing that our choices impact not only ourselves, but also the broader web of life. One of the most liberating aspects of karma is its emphasis on personal responsibility. It reminds us that we have the power to change our lives by changing our actions and intentions. Even if we have made mistakes, we can cultivate positive karma by choosing differently in the present. This is not about erasing past actions, but about planting new seeds for a more harmonious future. Karma also challenges us to confront our attachments and aversions. Much of our suffering arises from clinging to desires or resisting unpleasant experiences. These mental habits perpetuate cycles of dissatisfaction. By recognizing these patterns and acting with awareness, we can break free from the reactive loops that keep us stuck. In modern life, the principle of karma offers valuable insights. It encourages us to pause and reflect on the impact of our choices, fostering greater accountability and intentionality. It also provides a framework for resilience, reminding us that while we may not control every outcome, we can always control our response. Ultimately, karma is not about reward or punishment, but about growth and understanding. It teaches us that every action matters and that even small choices can have profound consequences. By cultivating positive intentions and mindful actions, we can shape a life of integrity, compassion, and purpose. Karma is a reminder that our past does not define us. Our present choices do. Through awareness and effort, we can create a path of greater harmony, both within ourselves and in the world around us. The Buddha's teachings invite us to explore the nature of existence, offering insights that challenge our ordinary perceptions of life. At the heart of his philosophy lies the understanding of the three marks of existence: impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. These truths provide a lens to view reality with clarity, helping us navigate life's challenges and build emotional resilience. Impermanence, the constant of change. Impermanence, or anicca, is a fundamental truth of existence. Everything in life, our experiences, possessions, relationships, and even our physical bodies is subject to change. While this may seem unsettling at first, embracing impermanence can bring profound freedom and insight. Consider the seasons. The blossoms of spring give way to the heat of summer, the crisp air of autumn, and the chill of winter. Similarly, our emotions, successes, and struggles ebb and flow. This natural rhythm of change is neither good nor bad, it simply is. Resisting impermanence often leads to suffering, as we cling to the illusion that things can remain static. For instance, when we achieve a moment of happiness, we might try to hold on to it, fearing its loss. Yet, happiness, like all experiences, is fleeting. By accepting its transience, we can savor it fully without the burden of attachment. Similarly, during times of pain, the knowledge that this too shall pass offers solace. Impermanence reminds us that no state, positive or negative, is permanent, encouraging us to approach life with greater equanimity. In practical terms, recognizing impermanence helps us appreciate the present moment. Instead of fixating on what we lack or fear losing, we can embrace the beauty of what is here, right now. This perspective transforms our relationship with life, cultivating gratitude and a deeper connection to reality. Suffering, the nature of dissatisfaction. The concept of dukkha, often translated as suffering or dissatisfaction, reflects the inherent challenges of existence. Suffering is not limited to dramatic pain or loss. It encompasses the subtle undercurrent of dissatisfaction that arises even in ordinary moments. The Buddha identified 3 types of suffering: the suffering of pain, the suffering of change, and the suffering of conditioned existence. The suffering of pain is straightforward, physical or emotional discomfort. The suffering of change arises when we struggle to accept life's transitions, such as aging, losing loved ones, or facing unexpected challenges. Finally, the suffering of conditioned existence points to the deeper existential reality that life, as we typically experience it, is fraught with limitations and impermanence. Understanding dukkha does not mean adopting a pessimistic view of life. Instead, it is an invitation to see things as they truly are. When we recognize the inevitability of dissatisfaction, we can stop chasing after fleeting pleasures or avoiding discomfort at all costs. Instead, we can cultivate a balanced perspective, finding meaning and purpose even amidst life's challenges. For example, many of us pursue goals, career success, relationships, material wealth, believing they will bring lasting happiness. While these achievements can bring joy, they are also impermanent. By understanding dukkha, we learn not to anchor our well-being solely in external circumstances. This shift allows us to approach life with greater resilience, finding contentment in the midst of life's ups and downs. Non-self, the illusion of a fixed identity. Perhaps the most transformative of the 3 marks of existence is anatta, or non-self. The Buddha taught that what we perceive as the self is not a fixed, unchanging entity, but a collection of ever-changing experiences, thoughts, and sensations. This teaching directly challenges our deeply ingrained belief in a permanent I, or me. To understand anatta, consider the metaphor of a river. A river appears constant, yet it is never the same from one moment to the next. The water flows, the banks erode, and the ecosystem shifts. Similarly, we are a dynamic flow of body, mind, and emotions, continuously influenced by our environment, experiences, and choices. The illusion of a fixed self often leads to suffering. We cling to identities, roles and expectations, fearing change or loss. For instance, if we define ourselves by our job title or social status, losing these can feel like a personal failure. By recognizing the fluid nature of the self, we can let go of rigid attachments and approach life with greater flexibility and openness. This doesn't mean denying our individuality or experiences. Rather, it is about understanding that our sense of self is shaped by conditions and is constantly evolving. This insight fosters compassion for ourselves and others by highlighting our shared humanity and interconnectedness. Applying the 3 marks of existence to daily life. The 3 marks of existence are not abstract concepts to be pondered in isolation. They are practical tools for transforming the way we live. When faced with change, remembering impermanence can help us embrace the flow of life rather than resist it. When dissatisfaction arises, acknowledging dukkha can guide us toward deeper understanding and acceptance. And when we feel trapped by our identity or circumstances, the insight of non-self can offer liberation. Consider moments of conflict or stress. Perhaps a disagreement with a loved one leaves you feeling misunderstood or upset. By reflecting on impermanence, you recognize that this moment of tension is temporary. By acknowledging dukkha, you see that the discomfort is a natural part of relationships and does not define their entirety. And by understanding anatta, you realize that neither you nor the other person is fixed in this state of frustration. Growth and reconciliation are possible. These teachings also encourage mindfulness. By observing our thoughts, feelings and reactions, we can begin to see how the 3 marks of existence play out in real time. This awareness allows us to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and grace rather than reactivity. Building clarity and emotional resilience. The 3 marks of existence offer profound clarity. They strip away illusions and invite us to see life as it truly is. This clarity, in turn, fosters emotional resilience. When we stop resisting impermanence, suffering, and change, we free ourselves from much of the anguish that arises from clinging to unrealistic expectations. Instead of fearing the uncertainties of life, we can meet them with curiosity and courage. Instead of clinging to transient pleasures, we can cultivate deeper sources of joy, compassion, wisdom, and connection. And instead of being confined by the illusion of self, we can embrace the freedom of living authentically and fluidly. The Buddha's teachings on impermanence, suffering, and non-self are not meant to diminish life's beauty, but to help us see it more clearly. By understanding these truths, we can navigate the complexities of existence with greater ease, finding peace not in the absence of challenges, but in our ability to embrace them. Mindfulness, the art of being present. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, mindfulness offers a profound antidote to stress, anxiety, and the constant pull of competing demands. Rooted in Buddhist practice, mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment. It is a simple concept, yet its transformative potential is immense. Mindfulness begins with awareness, paying attention to your breath, the sensations in your body, or the sounds around you. At first, this might feel unnatural. The mind is accustomed to wandering, to replaying past events, worrying about the future, or indulging in endless to-do lists. Yet, with practice, mindfulness becomes a refuge, allowing you to step back from the chaos of life and find stillness within. Consider the role of mindfulness in managing stress. Imagine you're caught in a traffic jam, running late for an important appointment. Your heart races, your hands tighten on the steering wheel, and your thoughts spiral into frustration. In such moments, mindfulness invites you to pause and observe. Notice your breath, perhaps shallow and fast. Feel the tension in your body and acknowledge your racing thoughts without trying to change them. This act of awareness creates space between the stressor and your reaction. Instead of being swept away by anger or panic, you can choose to respond calmly, recognizing that the situation is beyond your control. Mindfulness also transforms our relationship with anxiety. Often, anxiety stems from fear of the unknown or a fixation on worst-case scenarios. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, mindfulness interrupts this cycle. For instance, during a bout of anxiety, focusing on the rhythm of your breath or the feel of your feet on the ground can bring you back to now, where many of your fears lose their power. Over time, mindfulness builds resilience, helping you face uncertainties with greater equanimity. Distractions, too, lose their grip in the presence of mindfulness. In an era of constant notifications and endless scrolling, our attention is a precious commodity. Mindfulness trains you to notice when your focus drifts and gently redirect it. This skill enhances productivity and enriches your relationships by fostering deeper engagement and connection. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or a secluded retreat. It begins with small moments of awareness woven into daily life. Washing dishes, walking, or even drinking a cup of tea can become opportunities to practice. Pay attention to the warmth of the water, the sensation of your feet on the ground, or the aroma of the tea. Each mindful moment brings you closer to the peace and clarity that mindfulness offers. The beauty of mindfulness lies in its accessibility. It is always available, waiting for you to return to the present moment. By cultivating mindfulness, you create a foundation for a calmer, more intentional life. You learn to navigate stress and anxiety with grace, break free from the grip of distractions, and fully experience the richness of each moment. This simple practice becomes a powerful tool for transformation, offering a path to inner peace amidst life's inevitable turbulence. Letting go of attachments. The Buddhist teaching of letting go lies at the heart of the path to freedom and inner peace. Attachments to material possessions, relationships, ideas, and even our identities are often the source of our greatest suffering. By releasing these attachments, we can cultivate a sense of liberation and live with greater ease and clarity. Attachments arise when we cling to the illusion that something external can bring us lasting happiness. We grasp at possessions, believing they define our worth. We hold tightly to relationships, fearing loss or change. We identify with our roles, achievements, or opinions, constructing fragile identities that crumble under pressure. This clinging creates a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, as no external object or condition can fulfill the deeper longing for peace. Letting go does not mean rejecting the world or abandoning all desires. Instead, it involves a shift in perspective. It is about recognizing the impermanence of all things and loosening the grip of attachment that leads to suffering. For example, owning a car or a home can bring joy and convenience, but when we base our identity or happiness on these possessions, we set ourselves up for pain when they are lost or change. Releasing attachment begins with awareness. Pay attention to the areas of your life where clinging manifests. Do you feel anxious when your phone is out of reach? Do you find yourself preoccupied with what others think of you? These moments of awareness provide an opportunity to explore the roots of attachment and the emotions they evoke. A key practice in letting go is cultivating non-attachment, which does not mean indifference, but rather a balanced relationship with the things we value. For instance, in relationships, non-attachment allows us to love deeply without fear of loss. It recognizes that love flourishes when it is free, unburdened by control or possessiveness. Similarly, with material possessions, non-attachment enables us to appreciate what we have without being enslaved by the need for more. Consider the benefits of letting go in daily life. Imagine you're at work and receive criticism from a colleague. If you're attached to being seen as competent or infallible, the criticism may sting deeply, leading to defensiveness or self-doubt. However, by practicing non-attachment, you can view the feedback objectively, separating your worth from the opinion of others. This approach fosters growth and reduces unnecessary emotional turmoil. Letting go also applies to the expectations we place on ourselves and others. Life rarely unfolds according to plan, and rigid expectations can lead to frustration and disappointment. By embracing the flow of life and releasing the need for control, we open ourselves to new possibilities and find joy in the unexpected. The practice of letting go is not without its challenges. It requires patience and self-compassion, as attachments often run deep. Meditation and mindfulness can support this journey, providing a space to observe and release clinging thoughts and emotions. Reflecting on impermanence, a core Buddhist principle, further reinforces the wisdom of letting go. When we recognize that nothing is permanent, we can appreciate the present moment without grasping for permanence. Ultimately, letting go is a practice of freedom. It liberates us from the chains of desire and fear, allowing us to experience life with greater lightness and authenticity. By releasing attachments, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of existence, finding peace in the midst of change. In letting go, we discover that what truly matters is not what we hold on to, but the openness and presence we bring to each moment. Taming the monkey mind. The phrase monkey mind originates from Buddhist teachings and vividly describes the restless, scattered state of our thoughts. Just as a monkey leaps from branch to branch, our minds jump incessantly from one thought to another, often amplifying stress, anxiety, and distraction. Taming this chaotic mental chatter is a cornerstone of mindfulness and a path to finding focus amidst the chaos of modern life. The monkey mind thrives on overthinking and distraction. It reminds you of unfinished tasks, replays past mistakes, and frets about the future. While this mental activity is a natural aspect of the human condition, allowing it to dominate can leave you feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. The practice of taming the monkey mind begins with awareness, recognizing when your thoughts have spiraled into unproductive patterns. One of the most effective strategies for calming the monkey mind is focused breathing. The breath is always with you, a constant anchor in the present moment. When your mind begins to wander, return your attention to your breath. Observe its rhythm as you inhale and exhale. If thoughts intrude, gently guide your focus back to the breath without judgment. This practice, often referred to as mindful breathing, not only steadies the mind, but also soothes the nervous system, promoting a sense of calm and clarity. Another powerful technique is grounding through the senses. Engage fully with the world around you by tuning into sensory experiences. Notice the texture of the ground beneath your feet, the sounds of nature, or the feel of sunlight on your skin. These moments of presence interrupt the monkey mind's habitual chatter and ground you in the here and now. Meditation is a transformative tool for taming the monkey mind. While the idea of sitting quietly might seem daunting to a restless mind, meditation offers a safe space to observe your thoughts without judgment. Begin with short sessions, 5 to 10 minutes of simply sitting and noticing your thoughts. Over time, you'll notice that the monkey mind begins to settle as you strengthen your ability to focus and detach from its constant noise. Journaling can also help quiet the monkey mind. Writing down your thoughts and worries provides an outlet for mental clutter. By putting words to your feelings, you can gain perspective, identify patterns, and release pent-up emotions. The process of journaling often reveals that many concerns of the monkey mind are not as urgent or insurmountable as they seem. Cultivating self-compassion is vital in this journey. The monkey mind thrives on criticism and self-judgment, but meeting yourself with kindness can disarm its power. When your thoughts race, remind yourself that this is a universal human experience. Approach your practice with patience, understanding that taming the monkey mind is a gradual process. Lastly, creating moments of intentional stillness in your day can make a significant difference. Set aside time for quiet reflection, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting with a cup of tea. These moments of stillness allow you to reconnect with yourself, break the cycle of mental busyness, and nurture a sense of inner peace. By calming the monkey mind, you regain control over your mental landscape, allowing space for clarity, focus, and joy. This practice doesn't eliminate thoughts, but changes your relationship with them. The mind becomes less like a chattering monkey and more like a calm, steady companion, guiding you through life's challenges with grace and purpose. The practice of loving kindness, metta. At the heart of Buddhist practice lies the transformative concept of loving kindness, or metta. This profound yet simple practice involves cultivating unconditional compassion for yourself and others, transcending judgment, anger, and fear. Loving kindness is not merely an emotion, it is an intentional mindset that fosters deep connection and healing. The practice of metta begins with yourself. In the busyness of life, it's easy to be harsh or critical toward your own imperfections. Loving kindness teaches you to approach yourself with gentleness and understanding. A simple way to begin is by repeating phrases of goodwill silently to yourself, such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." These affirmations create a foundation of self-compassion, reminding you that you're deserving of kindness and care. Once you've cultivated loving kindness for yourself, you extend it outward. Begin with someone you love deeply, a friend, partner, or family member. Imagine them in your mind's eye and send them the same wishes. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. Visualize their happiness and well-being, allowing feelings of warmth and connection to grow. Metta becomes particularly transformative when directed toward difficult relationships. It may feel counterintuitive to send loving kindness to someone who has hurt you, but this practice is not about condoning their actions. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and fostering a sense of peace. By wishing others well, even those who challenge you, you break the cycle of anger and open the door to forgiveness and understanding. The ripple effects of loving kindness extend beyond individual relationships. When practiced consistently, Metta cultivates a mindset of compassion that influences how you interact with the world. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, become second nature. You find yourself more patient with strangers, more empathetic toward others' struggles, and more willing to contribute to a kinder, more connected world. Metta also has profound benefits for mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that practicing loving kindness reduces stress, increases resilience, and fosters a sense of interconnectedness. By shifting your focus from fear or judgment to compassion, you create a space for joy and gratitude to flourish. The practice of loving kindness is deeply personal, yet its impact is universal. Whether through meditation, intentional affirmations, or acts of generosity, Metta invites you to see the humanity in everyone you encounter. In a world often divided by differences, loving kindness bridges the gap, reminding us of our shared vulnerability and inherent worth. By embracing Metta, you plant the seeds of compassion that can transform not only your inner world, but also the lives of those around you. It is a practice of radical love, one that challenges you to open your heart, let go of fear, and embrace the boundless potential for connection and kindness in every moment. Overcoming cravings and aversions. At the core of Buddhist teachings lies the understanding that much of human suffering stems from our attachments, both to the things we desire and to the things we seek to avoid. These cravings and aversions act as powerful forces that pull us out of balance, chaining us to an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. By learning to navigate life without being ruled by these impulses, we can unlock emotional freedom and cultivate a deep sense of inner peace. Cravings are the relentless desires that drive us to pursue pleasure, success, material possessions, or validation. While not all desires are harmful, cravings often become problematic when they dominate our thoughts and actions, leading to obsession or frustration when they remain unfulfilled. On the other hand, aversions represent the instinctive urge to avoid pain, discomfort, or unpleasant situations. These fears and resistances can keep us trapped in avoidance behaviors, limiting our growth and resilience. The first step to overcoming cravings and aversions is awareness. Often, we are so entrenched in these patterns that we fail to recognize how they dictate our actions. Through mindfulness, we can observe the arising of desires and fears in real time, acknowledging their presence without immediately reacting. For example, when you feel the urge to check your phone repeatedly, pause and ask yourself, what am I seeking? Validation, entertainment, connection. Similarly, when faced with a difficult conversation you wish to avoid, reflect on what you're resisting, perhaps discomfort, vulnerability, or confrontation. Once you've cultivated awareness, the next step is to explore the impermanent nature of cravings and aversions. Buddhism teaches that all experiences, emotions, and sensations are fleeting. A craving that feels overwhelming in the moment will pass if you don't act on it. The same is true for aversions. What you fear or wish to avoid often loses its intensity when faced with patience and openness. By sitting with these feelings, instead of impulsively indulging or fleeing from them, you begin to loosen their grip. One effective method for working with cravings is substituting short-term gratification with long-term fulfillment. Consider a craving for junk food when you're stressed. While indulging might provide immediate comfort, it often leaves you feeling worse in the long run. Instead, identify a healthier way to address the underlying need, perhaps taking a walk, talking to a friend, or meditating. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to prioritize your well-being over fleeting pleasures. Aversions, on the other hand, often require courage and compassion. Facing what you fear with curiosity rather than resistance can be transformative. Imagine you're afraid of public speaking. Instead of avoiding opportunities to speak, try breaking the experience into smaller, manageable steps. Practice speaking to a trusted friend or in a low-stakes environment. Each small success builds confidence and diminishes the hold of your aversion. Buddhist meditation practices offer powerful tools for overcoming cravings and aversions. Vipassana, or insight meditation, involves observing your thoughts and sensations without judgment, allowing you to see the transient nature of your desires and fears. When a craving or aversion arises during meditation, instead of suppressing it, focus on how it feels in your body. Where is it located? Does it feel tight, heavy, or restless? By investigating it with curiosity, you often find that the sensation dissipates on its own. The concept of equanimity, a balanced, composed state of mind, is central to overcoming cravings and aversions. Equanimity involves accepting life's highs and lows with the same calm and centered mindset, recognizing that both are part of the human experience. By developing equanimity, you cultivate the ability to respond to cravings and aversions with wisdom rather than reactivity. Instead of being swept away by desire or fear, you can approach life's challenges and pleasures with clarity and grace. Finally, cultivating gratitude can help counteract cravings and aversions. By focusing on what you already have, you shift your attention away from what you think you lack or wish to avoid. Regularly reflecting on the abundance in your life fosters contentment and diminishes the intensity of your desires and fears. Overcoming cravings and aversions is not about suppressing or denying your emotions, but learning to navigate them with mindfulness and balance. Each moment of awareness is a step toward emotional freedom, freeing you from the relentless push and pull of wants and fears. As you practice this skill, you'll find yourself increasingly capable of facing life's uncertainties with poise, unlocking a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Mindful eating and healthy living. In a world of fast food, endless diets and hurried meals, the act of eating has become disconnected from its purpose, to nourish the body and mind. Mindful eating offers a transformative approach to our relationship with food, bringing intention, awareness, and gratitude to every bite. Rooted in Buddhist principles of mindfulness, this practice encourages us to be present with our meals, fostering not only physical health, but also emotional and spiritual well-being. Mindful eating begins with slowing down. In today's fast-paced world, meals are often rushed, consumed in front of screens, or eaten on the go. This lack of attention can lead to overeating, poor digestion, and an emotional disconnect from the act of nourishing ourselves. Mindfulness invites us to pause, take a deep breath, and engage fully with our food. By eating slowly, you create space to savor each bite, notice textures and flavors, and allow your body to register fullness before overeating. At the heart of mindful eating is paying attention to hunger and satiety cues. Often, we eat out of habit, boredom, or emotion, rather than true physical hunger. Before reaching for food, ask yourself, am I truly hungry, or am I eating to soothe stress, anxiety, or sadness? This simple question can help you distinguish between physical and emotional hunger, leading to healthier choices. Practicing gratitude is another cornerstone of mindful eating. In Buddhist tradition, food is viewed as a gift, not a given. Before your meal, take a moment to reflect on the effort and energy that went into producing it. Think about the farmers, transporters, and cooks involved in bringing it to your plate. This gratitude deepens your connection to the food and cultivates a sense of appreciation for life's interconnectedness. Mindfulness also encourages you to notice how certain foods affect your body and mind. Pay attention to how you feel after eating, a sense of energy and vitality, or sluggishness and discomfort. This awareness helps you make choices that align with your health and well-being. Over time, you may naturally gravitate toward whole, unprocessed foods that support both your physical and mental state. Healthy living extends beyond food to encompass your entire lifestyle. Movement, rest, and mental clarity all play a role in fostering a balanced life. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can enhance these areas. For example, practicing yoga or Tai Chi can combine physical exercise with meditative focus, promoting both strength and inner peace. Similarly, mindful breathing or short meditative pauses throughout the day can help you recharge and stay present. Mindful eating is not about rigid rules or perfection. It's about cultivating a compassionate and curious approach to your relationship with food and health. There will be times when you eat mindlessly or indulge in less nutritious choices, and that's okay. The key is to bring awareness to those moments and use them as opportunities for reflection rather than self-judgment. Ultimately, mindful eating and healthy living are practices of self-care and respect. By nourishing your body with intention and treating it as a temple, you align with the Buddhist principle of compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. This alignment creates a ripple effect, influencing how you show up in all areas of your life with greater energy, clarity, and purpose. Work as a spiritual practice. For many, work is a source of stress, obligation, or monotony. Yet, Buddhism offers a radical perspective. Work, when approached mindfully, can become a path to spiritual growth and fulfillment. By infusing mindfulness and purpose into your daily tasks, you can transform your career into a practice of presence, gratitude, and inner development. The first step in viewing work as a spiritual practice is to recognize its deeper purpose. While earning a living is necessary, work also provides an opportunity to contribute to the well-being of others and the world. Whether you're crafting a product, providing a service, or collaborating with a team, your efforts have an impact. Reflecting on this interconnectedness can infuse even the most routine tasks with a sense of meaning and value. Mindfulness at work begins with being fully present in your tasks. Instead of rushing through your to-do list or multitasking, focus on one activity at a time. For example, if you're writing an email, give it your undivided attention. Notice the rhythm of your typing, the clarity of your words, and the intention behind your message. This practice not only improves the quality of your work, but also reduces stress and cultivates a sense of flow. Equally important is how you approach challenges at work. In Buddhist teachings, obstacles are seen as opportunities for growth. When faced with a difficult co-worker, tight deadline, or unexpected setback, pause and reflect. What can this situation teach me about patience, resilience, or creativity? By reframing challenges as lessons, you shift from a mindset of resistance to one of openness and learning. Compassion is another key element of integrating spirituality into work. Treating colleagues, clients, and even yourself with kindness fosters a positive and harmonious environment. Simple acts like listening attentively, offering encouragement, or expressing gratitude can transform workplace interactions into opportunities for connection and understanding. Balance is essential to making work a sustainable spiritual practice. Buddhism emphasizes the middle way, a path of moderation that avoids extremes. This principle applies to your career as well. Overworking leads to burnout, while underengagement breeds dissatisfaction. Strive to maintain a balance between effort and rest, productivity and mindfulness. Set boundaries to protect your well-being and take time to recharge through activities that nourish your mind and body. Meditation can be a powerful tool for bringing mindfulness into your workday. Start your morning with a brief meditation to set an intention for the day, or take a few minutes during lunch to center yourself. These moments of stillness create a mental reset, helping you approach your tasks with clarity and calmness. Viewing work as a spiritual practice doesn't mean you need to love every aspect of your job or avoid ambition. It means bringing intention, awareness, and compassion to whatever you do. Over time, this approach can transform your relationship with work, making it not just a means of survival, but a source of personal growth and fulfillment. By aligning your career with mindfulness and purpose, you create a ripple effect that extends beyond the workplace. The skills you cultivate, focus, patience, empathy, enrich every aspect of your life, fostering a deeper sense of connection to yourself and the world around you. In this way, work becomes more than a job. It becomes a meaningful part of your spiritual journey. Digital minimalism and the middle way. In today's hyper-connected world, technology is both a blessing and a burden. It has revolutionized the way we work, communicate, and learn, but it has also become a source of distraction, stress, and even addiction. The Buddhist principle of the middle way offers a timeless solution: balance. By applying digital minimalism through intentionality and mindfulness, we can harness technology's benefits while avoiding its pitfalls. The middle way, as taught by the Buddha, is the practice of avoiding extremes. It encourages neither overindulgence nor complete abstinence, but rather a path of moderation that fosters clarity, balance, and well-being. When applied to technology, this principle invites us to be mindful of how we use digital tools, ensuring they serve our lives rather than dominate them. Digital minimalism begins with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your relationship with technology. How much time do you spend on screens? What emotions do you feel when scrolling through social media? Joy, comparison, anxiety. By observing these patterns without judgment, you can identify areas where technology enhances your life and where it detracts from your peace of mind. Setting boundaries is a practical step toward digital minimalism. Create intentional limits around your screen time, such as turning off devices during meals or setting specific hours for checking emails. These boundaries help you reclaim moments of presence and connection, aligning with the Buddhist practice of mindfulness. Another key aspect is curating your digital environment. Just as you might declutter your physical space, consider simplifying your online presence. Unsubscribe from unnecessary emails, unfollow accounts that don't bring value, and organize your devices to minimize distractions. By reducing digital noise, you create space for focus and intentionality. Mindfulness can also transform how you interact with technology. Before picking up your phone, pause and ask yourself, why am I reaching for this device? Is it out of habit, boredom, or a genuine need? This moment of reflection can help you make conscious choices, reducing mindless scrolling and enhancing meaningful engagement. Technology isn't inherently harmful. It's how we use it that matters. The middle way encourages us to embrace its benefits while staying grounded in our values. For instance, using meditation apps, digital planners, or online courses can support personal growth and well-being. The key is to approach these tools with intention, ensuring they align with your goals and aspirations. Digital minimalism isn't about perfection or deprivation. It's about cultivating a mindful relationship with technology. There will be times when you binge watch a show or lose track of time online, and that's okay. The practice lies in returning to balance, using each experience as a lesson in awareness and moderation. By embracing the principles of the middle way in your digital life, you can create a harmonious relationship with technology. This balance fosters not only productivity and focus, but also a deeper connection to yourself and the world around you. In a society that often glorifies busyness and distraction, digital minimalism is a powerful step toward clarity, presence, and inner peace. Relationships. Rooted in mindfulness. Relationships form the fabric of our lives, offering love, support, and connection. Yet, they can also bring challenges, misunderstandings, and conflict. Buddhism teaches that the quality of our relationships reflects the quality of our mind. By grounding our interactions in mindfulness, compassion, and understanding, we can nurture harmonious and fulfilling connections with family, friends, and romantic partners. Mindfulness in relationships begins with presence. Too often, our minds are elsewhere during conversations, replaying the past, worrying about the future, or distracted by devices. To be mindful is to give your full attention to the person in front of you, truly hearing their words and noticing their emotions. This act of presence is a gift that deepens connection and fosters mutual understanding. Compassion is another cornerstone of mindful relationships. In Buddhist teachings, compassion is the sincere wish for others to be free from suffering. This doesn't mean solving their problems, but rather offering empathy and support. When a loved one is struggling, listen with an open heart, validating their feelings without judgment or unsolicited advice. By showing compassion, you create a safe space for authentic connection. Conflict is inevitable in relationships, but mindfulness can transform how we navigate disagreements. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause and observe your emotions. Anger, frustration, or hurt may arise, but these feelings are transient. By responding with patience and clarity, you can address the issue without escalating it. The Buddhist practice of right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, and purposefully, can guide your words toward resolution rather than harm. Balancing individuality and connection is another vital aspect of mindful relationships. While relationships thrive on mutual care and support, it's equally important to maintain a sense of self. The Buddhist principle of non-attachment teaches us to love without clinging, allowing others the freedom to grow and change. This balance fosters healthier dynamics, free from dependency or control. Romantic relationships in particular can benefit from mindfulness and Buddhist principles. Instead of seeking a partner to complete you, approach love as a journey of mutual growth and understanding. Practice gratitude for your partner's qualities, express appreciation often, and view challenges as opportunities to deepen your bond. Friendships and family relationships also thrive on mindfulness. Take time to nurture these connections, even amidst busy schedules. A simple act of checking in, sharing a meal, or offering a kind word can strengthen these bonds and remind you of the importance of community. Mindful relationships require effort and intention, but the rewards are profound. They offer not only external harmony, but also internal growth. As you cultivate patience, empathy, and presence in your interactions, you develop these qualities within yourself, fostering a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. By applying Buddhist teachings to your relationships, you can navigate them with compassion, understanding, and balance. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a joyful celebration, or a quiet moment of connection, mindfulness transforms each interaction into an opportunity for growth and love. In doing so, you build relationships that not only enrich your life, but also contribute to a kinder and more harmonious world. In a world that constantly urges us to accumulate more possessions, more achievements, more status, the Buddhist principle of simplicity offers a refreshing and transformative alternative. Embracing simplicity is not about deprivation, it's about creating space for what truly matters. By letting go of excess and focusing on essentials, we can uncover a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy. Buddhism teaches that attachment is one of the root causes of suffering. Our tendency to cling to material possessions, relationships, or even ideas often leads to stress, disappointment, and a perpetual sense of inadequacy. Simplicity, on the other hand, invites us to examine these attachments and release what no longer serves us. This doesn't mean rejecting the material world, but approaching it with mindfulness and intentionality. Imagine your life as a garden. When it becomes overgrown with weeds and unnecessary plants, the beauty and health of the garden are diminished. Embracing simplicity is akin to pruning this garden, removing the excess so that the most vital and meaningful elements can thrive. This practice can be applied to every aspect of life, from our physical spaces to our mental and emotional landscapes. One practical way to embrace simplicity is through decluttering. Begin by examining your physical possessions. Do you own items that no longer bring you joy or serve a purpose? Are there things you hold on to out of habit or guilt? By letting go of these items, you create a space that is not only physically clearer, but also mentally freer. Each item you release is an opportunity to practice non-attachment, a core tenet of Buddhist philosophy. Decluttering can extend beyond material possessions. Consider your commitments and obligations. Are you overburdened with activities or responsibilities that don't align with your values? Simplifying your schedule allows you to devote more energy to the things that truly matter, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or simply enjoying moments of rest and reflection. Simplicity also applies to how we consume information and entertainment. In an era of endless notifications and streaming options, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Mindful consumption, choosing quality over quantity, can help you regain focus and peace. This might mean setting limits on screen time, curating the content you engage with, or dedicating time to activities that nourish your soul, such as reading, meditating, or spending time in nature. The joy of less isn't just about physical or external decluttering, it's also about letting go internally. We often carry mental clutter in the form of unresolved emotions, regrets, or worries about the future. Buddhist teachings encourage us to release these burdens through practices like mindfulness and meditation. By observing our thoughts without attachment, we can free ourselves from unnecessary mental noise and cultivate clarity. Living simply doesn't mean avoiding pleasure or comfort. Rather, it's about appreciating and savoring what we already have. Gratitude is a powerful companion to simplicity. When we focus on the abundance already present in our lives, be it a warm meal, a kind gesture, or the beauty of the natural world, we realize that contentment doesn't come from acquiring more, but from fully experiencing the moment. A life of simplicity is also deeply connected to sustainability. By consuming less and valuing what we have, we naturally reduce our impact on the planet. This alignment with Buddhist principles of compassion and interconnectedness reflects the idea that our choices affect not only ourselves, but also the wider world. The journey to simplicity is a personal and ongoing process. It's not about perfection, but about making mindful choices that align with your values. Each step towards simplicity, whether it's clearing a drawer, saying no to an unnecessary commitment, or quieting your mind through meditation, brings you closer to a life of clarity, freedom, and joy. In embracing simplicity, we learn to let go of the unnecessary and find fulfillment in the essential. This practice allows us to reconnect with what truly matters, cultivating a life that is not only clutter-free, but also rich in meaning and peace. As we align with Buddhist principles of simplicity and non-attachment, we discover that the joy of less is, in fact, a profound abundance. Facing suffering with grace. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, a truth that lies at the heart of Buddhist teachings. Yet, rather than avoiding or fearing it, Buddhism invites us to face suffering with grace, transforming it into a source of strength and wisdom. The Buddha's profound insight into the nature of suffering, articulated in the First Noble Truth, serves as a foundation for navigating life's hardships with resilience and composure. At its core, suffering arises from our attachments, desires, and aversions. We suffer when we cling to what is fleeting, resist what is inevitable, or demand life to unfold according to our preferences. Buddhism teaches that while suffering is universal, how we respond to it is within our control. This perspective shifts us from being victims of our circumstances to active participants in our emotional well-being. Facing suffering with grace begins with understanding its nature. Instead of suppressing or denying pain, Buddhism encourages us to acknowledge it fully. By naming and recognizing our suffering, we take the first step toward healing. This act of awareness, mindful acknowledgement, helps us confront the reality of our emotions without being consumed by them. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. If you grip it tightly for hours, your hand will ache. But if you place it down, the strain disappears. Similarly, when we loosen our grip on suffering, when we stop resisting or over-identifying with it, we create space for clarity and peace. This doesn't mean ignoring pain, but learning to hold it lightly, understanding that it is transient and not the entirety of our experience. Meditation is a powerful tool in facing suffering with grace. Through meditation, we cultivate the ability to sit with discomfort, observing it without judgment. Instead of reacting impulsively, we learn to respond thoughtfully. This practice builds resilience, enabling us to approach difficulties with a calm and steady mind. Compassion also plays a vital role in navigating suffering. Compassion begins with ourselves, treating our pain with kindness and understanding rather than self-criticism or blame. By offering ourselves grace in moments of hardship, we lay the groundwork for extending that same compassion to others. Suffering, when met with compassion, becomes a bridge that connects us to the shared human experience. Another profound aspect of facing suffering is learning to find meaning within it. Life's challenges often carry hidden lessons, offering opportunities for growth and transformation. The Buddhist concept of turning poison into medicine reminds us that even the most painful experiences can be alchemized into sources of strength and wisdom when approached with the right mindset. Facing suffering with grace doesn't mean eliminating hardship, but transforming our relationship with it. By embracing suffering as a teacher rather than an adversary, we develop emotional resilience, deepen our understanding of ourselves, and uncover an enduring strength that guides us through life's inevitable storms, transforming adversity into growth. Adversity is a universal human experience, yet it holds the potential to become one of our greatest teachers. Buddhism encourages us to view challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, patience, and self-discovery. By shifting our perspective on adversity, we can transform life's trials into pathways for wisdom and resilience. The first step in transforming adversity is reframing how we perceive it. Challenges often feel overwhelming because we resist them, wishing for a reality free from discomfort or hardship. However, Buddhism teaches that suffering is not a punishment, but a natural part of existence. By accepting this truth, we open ourselves to the possibility of growth that lies within every struggle. Consider the metaphor of a lotus flower, a symbol often associated with Buddhism. The lotus blooms in muddy waters, its beauty emerging from the muck and darkness. Similarly, our most profound transformations often arise from our greatest difficulties. Challenges force us to confront our limitations, question our assumptions, and develop the strength and wisdom needed to move forward. Mindfulness is a key practice in navigating adversity. By staying present with our challenges, we avoid falling into the traps of rumination or catastrophic thinking. Mindfulness allows us to face difficulties one moment at a time, breaking them into manageable pieces. This practice helps us see adversity as a process rather than a permanent state, fostering a sense of hope and possibility. Adversity also presents an opportunity to cultivate patience. Patience, as taught in Buddhism, is not passive endurance, but an active state of calm and acceptance. When we learn to sit with discomfort and uncertainty, we develop a resilience that carries us through future challenges. Patience teaches us that growth often takes time, and that enduring hardship with grace strengthens our inner resolve. Another transformative aspect of adversity is the chance to practice gratitude. While it may seem counterintuitive, moments of difficulty often highlight the blessings we might otherwise take for granted. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, providing a sense of grounding and perspective even in the midst of hardship. Finally, adversity deepens our self-awareness. It forces us to examine our values, priorities, and sources of strength. Through this introspection, we often discover hidden reserves of courage and resilience. We learn to trust in our ability to adapt and overcome, emerging from challenges not only stronger, but also more self-assured. The Buddhist perspective on adversity encourages us to embrace it as an integral part of life's journey. By meeting challenges with mindfulness, patience, and gratitude, we transform suffering into an opportunity for growth. In doing so, we cultivate an unshakable strength and wisdom that enables us to face life's uncertainties with grace and clarity. The power of patience. Patience is often described as a virtue, but in Buddhism it is much more than a passive state of waiting. It is an active practice, a skill that allows us to navigate life's frustrations with calm and clarity. Patience is one of the foundational perfections parameters in Buddhist teachings, vital for cultivating inner peace and fostering harmonious relationships. At its core, patience is about accepting the present moment as it is, without resistance or resentment. It is not about suppressing frustration or tolerating injustice blindly, but about responding to life's challenges with wisdom and composure. This nuanced approach to patience transforms it into a powerful tool for personal growth and emotional resilience. Modern life is rife with opportunities to practice patience. Traffic jams, long queues, difficult conversations. Each of these moments can either become a source of frustration or a chance to develop greater self-mastery. The choice lies in our response. When we allow impatience to dictate our actions, we often act impulsively, say things we regret, or cause unnecessary stress. But when we approach these situations with patience, we create space for thoughtful and constructive responses. Imagine you are stuck in traffic. Your first instinct might be to honk the horn, check your phone, or complain about the delay. These reactions, while understandable, only escalate your stress. Instead, you could take a deep breath, accept the situation, and focus on something within your control, perhaps listening to calming music or using the time to reflect. This shift in perspective transforms a frustrating experience into an opportunity for mindfulness and peace. Patience also plays a critical role in our relationships. Disagreements and misunderstandings are inevitable, but how we respond determines whether they lead to conflict or deeper connection. By practicing patience, we learn to listen fully, allowing others to express themselves without interruption or judgment. This creates a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, strengthening our bonds with others. In Buddhism, patience is closely tied to the understanding of impermanence. Everything in life is transient, both the pleasant and the unpleasant. Recognizing this truth helps us endure difficulties with grace, knowing they will eventually pass. It also allows us to savor the present moment, appreciating its beauty without clinging or aversion. Meditation is a powerful practice for cultivating patience. When we sit in meditation, we often encounter restlessness or discomfort. Instead of reacting, we learn to observe these sensations with curiosity and acceptance. Over time, this practice trains us to extend the same patience to our daily lives, enabling us to face challenges with equanimity. The power of patience lies in its ability to create space between stimulus and response, between frustration and action. This space is where wisdom resides, allowing us to choose a path that aligns with our values and fosters peace. As we cultivate patience, we become less reactive, more compassionate, and better equipped to handle life's inevitable frustrations. Patience is not simply waiting for life to get better. It is actively engaging with the present moment, accepting it fully, and responding with clarity and calm. In this way, patience becomes a source of immense strength, guiding us through life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Practicing equanimity, staying grounded in turmoil. Equanimity, the ability to maintain balance and composure in the face of life's ups and downs, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It is the quality that allows us to remain steady amidst chaos, to embrace both joy and sorrow without being overwhelmed by either. In a world filled with constant change and uncertainty, equanimity offers a path to inner peace and resilience. At its heart, equanimity is about cultivating a sense of detachment, not from life itself, but from the emotional extremes that often accompany it. It does not mean indifference or apathy, but rather a profound acceptance of life's impermanence and unpredictability. This understanding enables us to approach every situation with clarity and balance, free from the turmoil of excessive attachment or aversion. Life is full of highs and lows. A promotion at work, the loss of a loved one, the joy of a new relationship, the pain of betrayal. These are all part of the human experience. While it's natural to feel elation or sorrow, the challenge lies in not allowing these emotions to consume us. Equanimity teaches us to honor our feelings without becoming enslaved by them. One way to cultivate equanimity is through mindfulness. By paying close attention to our thoughts and emotions, we begin to notice their transient nature. A wave of anger, for instance, may feel all-consuming in the moment, but if we observe it without judgment, we see that it eventually subsides. This awareness helps us remain grounded, even in the midst of intense emotional experiences. Another practice that fosters equanimity is the contemplation of impermanence. Everything in life, people, possessions, circumstances, is subject to change. When we fully grasp this truth, we become less likely to cling to what we desire or resist what we dislike. Instead, we learn to appreciate the present moment for what it is, knowing that it too will pass. Equanimity also involves cultivating compassion, not only for others, but also for ourselves. When we face challenges, it's easy to fall into self-criticism or despair. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create a stable foundation from which to navigate life's difficulties. This self-compassion extends outward, enabling us to support others without being overwhelmed by their struggles. In relationships, equanimity allows us to interact with others from a place of balance rather than reactivity. For instance, when a loved one is upset, we can offer comfort and understanding without taking on their emotions as our own. This balanced approach strengthens our relationships while preserving our own emotional well-being. Practicing equanimity does not mean suppressing our emotions or avoiding challenges. Instead, it is about cultivating a steady mind and open heart, allowing us to face life's inevitable fluctuations with grace and poise. Through meditation, mindfulness, and a deep understanding of impermanence, we can develop this quality, transforming turmoil into a source of growth and clarity. Equanimity is a skill, one that requires practice and patience, but as we cultivate it, we find ourselves better equipped to handle life's uncertainties, to embrace its joys without clinging, and to endure its sorrows without despair. It is a path to freedom, one that leads us to a life of balance, wisdom, and profound inner peace. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. It is an instinctive response to danger, designed to protect us from harm. However, in modern life, fear often arises from imagined threats or uncertainties rather than immediate physical danger. These fears, fear of failure, rejection, uncertainty, or even fear of change, can paralyze us, preventing us from living fully and authentically. Buddhist teachings offer profound insights and practical methods to overcome these fears, allowing us to live with courage and confidence. In Buddhism, fear is seen as a manifestation of our attachment and aversion. We fear losing what we hold dear or encountering situations we find unpleasant. This fear stems from a misunderstanding of the impermanent and interconnected nature of life. By addressing the root causes of fear, Buddhist practice helps us break free from its grip. One of the most powerful tools for overcoming fear is mindfulness. When fear arises, it often spirals out of control because we resist it or become entangled in catastrophic thoughts. Mindfulness teaches us to observe fear without judgment, acknowledging its presence without letting it dominate us. For instance, if you feel fear about an upcoming presentation, mindfulness allows you to notice the physical sensations, perhaps a racing heart or sweaty palms, without labeling them as bad or trying to push them away. By staying present with the sensation, you can prevent fear from escalating and gain clarity about your next steps. Meditation, particularly loving kindness meditation, metta, is another effective practice for confronting fear. Fear often isolates us, making us feel small and alone. Loving kindness meditation counteracts this by cultivating a sense of connection and compassion for ourselves and for others. As you silently repeat phrases like, "May I be safe," "May I be free from fear," and "May I live with ease," you gradually replace the mental narrative of fear with one of kindness and strength. Buddhist teachings also emphasize the importance of understanding impermanence as a way to disarm fear. Much of our fear comes from clinging to the illusion of permanence. We fear losing our job, our health, or our loved ones because we believe these things are fixed sources of happiness. Buddhism teaches that everything in life is transient, and clinging to what is impermanent only causes suffering. By accepting this truth, we can approach life with greater equanimity and courage, recognizing that even our fears are fleeting. Consider the fear of failure, a common and deeply ingrained anxiety. Buddhist philosophy reframes failure as a natural and essential part of growth. The teachings encourage us to see failure not as a reflection of our worth, but as an opportunity to learn and develop. The story of the Buddha himself serves as a reminder. Before achieving enlightenment, Siddhartha Gautama faced numerous trials, doubts, and setbacks. His perseverance in the face of these challenges is a testament to the transformative power of embracing fear and failure as part of the journey. Fear is often fueled by the stories we tell ourselves, narratives about worst-case scenarios or imagined outcomes. Buddhism encourages us to challenge these stories through inquiry. Ask yourself, is this fear based on fact, or is it a projection of my mind? Often we find that our fears are exaggerated or unfounded. By examining them with a curious and compassionate mindset, we strip them of their power. Another key teaching in Buddhism is the concept of no self, anatta. Fear is deeply tied to our ego, our sense of self that clings to identity, status, and possessions. We fear failure because it threatens our self-image. We fear rejection because it undermines our sense of belonging. By understanding that the self is not a fixed entity, but a fluid interplay of experiences, we can begin to loosen our grip on fears rooted in ego. Finally, facing our fears directly is an essential part of the Buddhist path. Avoidance only strengthens fear, while confrontation weakens it. This principle is beautifully illustrated in the story of the Buddha and Mara, a figure who symbolizes fear, doubt, and temptation. When Mara appeared, instead of avoiding or fighting him, the Buddha calmly acknowledged his presence, saying, "I see you, Mara," and invited him to tea. This act of fearless acknowledgement disarmed Mara's power. Breaking free from fear is not about eliminating fear altogether. It is about transforming our relationship with it. Fear will always arise. It is a natural response to life's uncertainties. But with the tools of mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom, we can learn to face fear with openness and courage, using it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. As we embrace these teachings, we unlock a profound sense of freedom. Fear no longer dictates our choices or limits our potential. Instead, we live with courage and confidence, grounded in the understanding that life's challenges are opportunities for growth and self-discovery. In this way, fear becomes not an enemy to be defeated, but a teacher guiding us toward a deeper sense of peace and empowerment. Meditation, building your inner sanctuary. Meditation is the cornerstone of Buddhist practice, a timeless tool for cultivating clarity, inner peace, and resilience. It serves as a sanctuary where the mind can find solace amidst the chaos of modern life. Whether you're navigating stress, seeking purpose, or simply yearning for stillness, meditation provides a practical and transformative path. At its core, meditation is about training the mind to focus and be present. In our daily lives, the mind often resembles a restless monkey, leaping from one thought to another, constantly chasing desires or fleeing fears. This ceaseless mental chatter can leave us feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. Meditation quiets this chatter, allowing us to observe our thoughts and emotions with a sense of detachment and compassion. Starting a meditation practice can seem daunting, but it need not be complicated. Begin by setting aside just 5 to 10 minutes each day. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably, whether on a cushion, a chair, or even the floor. Close your eyes or keep them gently focused on a fixed point. Bring your attention to your breath, noticing the natural rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. If your mind wanders, which it inevitably will, gently guide it back to your breath without judgment. This simple act of focusing on the breath anchors you in the present moment. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to remain calm and centered, even amidst life's challenges. You'll discover that meditation is less about eliminating thoughts and more about cultivating awareness of them. As your practice deepens, you may explore different meditation techniques. Mindfulness meditation involves observing your thoughts, sensations, and emotions as they arise, without attachment or aversion. Loving-kindness meditation, metta, focuses on cultivating feelings of compassion and goodwill toward yourself and others. Visualization practices, such as imagining a peaceful landscape, can also be powerful tools for calming the mind. Meditation offers benefits that extend far beyond the cushion. Studies have shown that regular meditation reduces stress, improves concentration, enhances emotional regulation, and even promotes physical health by lowering blood pressure and improving sleep. But perhaps the most profound benefit of meditation is the sense of connection it fosters. Connection to yourself, to others, and to the present moment. Incorporating meditation into daily life requires consistency. Create a routine that works for you, whether it's meditating in the morning to set the tone for your day or at night to unwind before sleep. Remember, it's not about perfection, but persistence. Even a few minutes of meditation can make a meaningful difference. Meditation is your inner sanctuary, a space where you can return whenever life feels overwhelming. With each practice, you deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. As the Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Through meditation, you build the foundation for a life of clarity, balance, and profound inner peace. Walking meditation, finding stillness in motion. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we often associate meditation with stillness, a practice confined to sitting in quiet contemplation. But meditation is not limited to the cushion. It can be woven into the fabric of everyday activities. Walking meditation, a practice rooted in Buddhist tradition, offers a way to cultivate mindfulness and tranquility while in motion. Walking meditation transforms an ordinary activity into an extraordinary opportunity for presence and connection. It involves paying deliberate attention to each step, synchronizing your movements with your breath, and anchoring your awareness in the present moment. Unlike sitting meditation, which requires a dedicated space, walking meditation can be practiced anywhere: a park, a quiet street, or even your home. To begin, choose a path where you can walk undisturbed for a few minutes. Stand still for a moment and take a deep breath, bringing your attention to your body and your surroundings. As you start walking, slow your pace and focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground. Notice the lifting, moving, and placing of each foot. Feel the texture of the surface beneath you and the subtle shifts in balance as you move. Synchronize your breath with your steps, perhaps taking one breath for every 2 or 3 steps. Let your gaze rest softly a few feet ahead of you, avoiding distractions. If your mind wanders, which it inevitably will, gently bring your focus back to the rhythm of your steps and breath. Walking meditation offers a unique way to cultivate mindfulness because it engages both the body and the mind. It's particularly effective for those who find sitting meditation challenging, as the movement provides a dynamic focus for attention. This practice can also serve as a bridge between formal meditation and daily life, teaching you to bring mindfulness into all your activities. The benefits of walking meditation extend beyond mindfulness. It helps reduce stress, improves circulation, and promotes a sense of grounding. Emotionally, it can provide a soothing counterbalance to anxiety or restlessness, offering a gentle rhythm that calms the mind and body. Walking meditation also deepens your connection to the world around you. As you walk mindfully, you become more attuned to the sights, sounds, and sensations of your environment, the rustle of leaves, the warmth of the sun, or the coolness of a breeze. This heightened awareness fosters gratitude and a sense of wonder for the present moment. Incorporating walking meditation into your routine is simple. You can practice it during a morning stroll, as a break during a busy workday, or while walking to a destination. The key is to approach the act of walking with intention and mindfulness, transforming it from a means of getting somewhere into a practice of being fully present. In a world that often pulls us in multiple directions, walking meditation invites us to slow down and savor the journey. It reminds us that peace and stillness are not distant goals, but are available to us in each step we take. As the Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully expressed, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Walking meditation allows you to experience this profound connection to yourself, to the earth, and to the present moment. Chanting and mantras. The healing power of sound. Sound has a profound impact on the human mind and spirit. In Buddhist practice, chanting and mantras are sacred tools that harness the vibrational energy of sound to cultivate mindfulness, focus, and inner peace. These practices go beyond mere repetition. They are a gateway to connecting with your inner self and accessing a deeper state of awareness. At its essence, chanting involves the rhythmic repetition of sacred phrases or verses. These chants are often derived from ancient Buddhist texts, carrying both spiritual and vibrational significance. The repetition of these words creates a resonance that calms the mind, aligns the breath, and fosters a meditative state. Mantras, on the other hand, are shorter phrases or single syllables imbued with spiritual meaning, often used as focal points in meditation. One of the most widely known Buddhist mantras is Om Mani Padme Hum. Rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, this mantra is associated with compassion and the embodiment of wisdom. The sound vibrations of this chant are believed to purify the mind and open the heart, fostering a sense of connection and empathy with all beings. Chanting and mantra practice are deeply personal and accessible to everyone, regardless of religious or cultural background. They provide a way to quiet the mental chatter that often clouds our minds, replacing it with a steady rhythm that centers and grounds us. This rhythmic repetition creates a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, allowing us to access a state of deep relaxation and focus. Scientific research has also highlighted the benefits of chanting and mantras. Studies show that the repetition of sound can lower stress levels, regulate heart rate, and enhance feelings of well-being. The vibrational quality of certain sounds has even been linked to increased brain coherence and emotional balance, demonstrating the profound impact of sound on both mind and body. Incorporating chanting and mantras into your daily routine is simple. Begin by setting aside a few minutes in a quiet space. Choose a chant or mantra that resonates with you, whether it's a traditional Buddhist mantra or a meaningful phrase of your own. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and begin to repeat the mantra aloud or silently in your mind. Allow the rhythm to guide your breath and attention, letting the sound envelop your awareness. As you deepen your practice, you may notice a shift in your emotional state. Chanting can help you release tension, overcome negative thought patterns, and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. Over time, this practice becomes a powerful tool for self-healing and spiritual growth. In Buddhist tradition, chanting is often performed as a communal activity, creating a collective resonance that amplifies its effects. Participating in group chants or listening to recordings of Buddhist mantras can provide a sense of connection and unity, reminding us of our shared humanity and interdependence. Ultimately, chanting and mantras are more than a practice. They are a doorway to the present moment. They remind us that peace and clarity are always within reach, accessible through the simple yet profound power of sound. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll find yourself more centered, connected, and in tune with the rhythm of your inner being. Journaling for self-reflection. Self-reflection is an essential part of personal growth, and journaling serves as a powerful tool for this practice. Rooted in Buddhist principles, journaling allows us to explore our thoughts, emotions, and actions with mindfulness and intention. It is a space where we can cultivate self-awareness, gain clarity, and track our journey toward inner peace and fulfillment. Buddhism teaches the importance of knowing oneself, understanding our patterns, motivations, and challenges. Journaling provides a tangible way to engage with this teaching, offering a structured yet flexible means to reflect on our experiences and make conscious choices. It transforms abstract thoughts into concrete insights, allowing us to see the patterns in our behavior and thought processes. To begin a journaling practice, approach it with an open heart and a non-judgmental mindset. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day or week to write. Choose a quiet space where you can focus, free from distractions. Your journal is a safe space. It's not about perfect grammar or eloquent prose, but about authenticity and honesty. One effective journaling approach is to reflect on the events of your day. Ask yourself, what brought me joy? What challenges did I face? How did I respond to those challenges? Through this process, You can identify areas where you acted in alignment with your values and areas where you can grow. Another powerful practice is gratitude journaling. Each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small. This practice aligns with the Buddhist principle of appreciating the present moment and fosters a positive mindset. Incorporating Buddhist teachings into your journaling can deepen your self-reflection. Explore themes like impermanence, compassion, and non-attachment. For example, you might write about a recent experience of loss and reflect on how the Buddhist concept of impermanence can help you navigate it with grace and understanding. Journaling also offers a space to set intentions and affirmations. Use it to clarify your goals and the steps you'll take to achieve them. Revisit these intentions regularly to stay aligned with your values and purpose. Over time, journaling becomes a mirror that reflects your inner world. It reveals the progress you've made, the lessons you've learned, and the areas where growth is still possible. It encourages mindfulness by bringing your attention to the present moment and fostering a deeper connection to your thoughts and emotions. The act of writing itself can be meditative. As your pen moves across the page, you may find a sense of flow that quiets the mind and brings you into the here and now. This practice of mindfulness through journaling helps you become more attuned to your inner landscape, building clarity and emotional resilience. Journaling is a practice of self-compassion. It allows you to hold space for your thoughts and feelings without judgment, fostering a kinder and more understanding relationship with yourself. As you reflect on your journey, you'll gain insights that empower you to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. In Buddhist practice, self-reflection is not just an intellectual exercise, but a transformative process. Journaling brings this principle to life, creating a sacred space for growth, healing, and self-discovery. With each entry, you take another step on the path toward mindfulness, inner peace, and fulfillment. Daily rituals for a centered life. Life can often feel overwhelming, with endless demands pulling us in different directions. Amid the chaos, establishing daily rituals rooted in mindfulness can be a powerful way to find calm, purpose, and balance. Inspired by Buddhist teachings, these rituals are not just routines, but deliberate practices that connect you to the present moment and nurture your inner peace. The beauty of daily rituals lies in their simplicity. They don't require hours of effort or elaborate preparation. Instead, they transform ordinary moments into opportunities for reflection and connection. When infused with mindfulness, even the smallest habits can become acts of self-care and grounding. One of the most effective rituals to begin your day is a morning mindfulness practice. Instead of reaching for your phone or diving straight into the day's tasks, take a few moments to center yourself. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Pay attention to each inhale and exhale, letting your mind settle. This simple act of being present sets a tone of calm and clarity for the hours ahead. Incorporating gratitude into your morning routine can also shift your mindset. As you start your day, think of 3 things you're grateful for. These could be as grand as the love of family, or as simple as the sunlight streaming through your window. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, reminding us to appreciate life's blessings rather than becoming consumed by what we lack. Mindfulness can also extend to everyday tasks like eating or drinking. Transform your morning cup of tea or coffee into a moment of meditation. Pay attention to the aroma, the warmth of the cup in your hands, and the taste as you take each sip. By focusing fully on the experience, you turn a routine habit into a grounding ritual. Throughout the day, find opportunities to pause and reconnect with yourself. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of living in the present moment, yet our fast-paced lives often pull us away from it. Short mindfulness breaks, whether it's a minute of deep breathing, stepping outside to feel the breeze, or simply observing your surroundings, can help anchor you amid the busyness. In the evening, create a ritual that allows you to transition from the activity of the day to a state of rest. This might involve journaling about your experiences, reflecting on moments of growth or gratitude. Writing down your thoughts can help you process emotions, release tension, and gain clarity. Another powerful evening ritual is practicing loving-kindness meditation. Take a few minutes to send thoughts of love and compassion to yourself and others. Start with yourself, offering phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace." Then extend these wishes to loved ones, acquaintances, and even those you find challenging. This practice not only cultivates compassion, but also promotes a sense of interconnectedness. For some, physical activity can serve as a mindful ritual. Whether it's yoga, walking, or gentle stretches, moving your body with awareness can release stress and restore balance. Focus on the sensations of movement, the rhythm of your breath, and how your body feels in the moment. Establishing daily rituals doesn't mean adding pressure to your life. On the contrary, these practices are about simplifying and enhancing what you already do. The goal is not perfection, but presence, showing up fully for the moments that make up your day. Over time, these rituals become anchors, helping you navigate life with greater ease and intention. They remind you to slow down, breathe, and connect with what truly matters. Through these simple practices, you cultivate a centered life, one filled with mindfulness, purpose, and peace. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that peace and clarity are not destinations, but ongoing practices. By integrating mindful rituals into your daily life, you create space for these qualities to flourish. Each moment becomes an opportunity to deepen your connection to yourself and the world around you, paving the way for a life of balance and fulfillment. Impermanence. Finding beauty in change. Life is a river in constant motion, flowing and shifting in ways we can never fully predict. This understanding of impermanence, central to Buddhist philosophy, challenges us to see the world not as something static and unchanging, but as a dynamic, ever-evolving tapestry. While the reality of change can provoke fear and discomfort, it also holds the key to a profound sense of peace and appreciation for life's fleeting beauty. Impermanence, or anicca in Pali, is one of the three marks of existence in Buddhism. It reminds us that everything in life, from the smallest grain of sand to the vastest mountain, is subject to transformation. Our relationships, achievements, possessions, and even our physical bodies are temporary. While this truth may seem unsettling at first, it offers liberation from clinging to what cannot last. By embracing impermanence, we learn to release our tight grip on control. Fear arises when we resist change, hoping to hold on to people, situations, or feelings as they are. Yet, no amount of effort can stop the passage of time or prevent the inevitability of loss. Acceptance becomes a powerful tool for liberation, allowing us to flow with life rather than against it. Consider a sunset. Its beauty lies not in its permanence, but in its ephemerality. We treasure its colors precisely because we know they will soon fade. The same principle applies to every aspect of life. When we recognize the fleeting nature of each moment, we are invited to savor it more deeply, appreciating its uniqueness without becoming attached. This perspective can transform how we approach challenges and difficulties. When we understand that pain and hardship, like joy, are temporary, we develop resilience. Suffering becomes more manageable when we know it will not last forever. Similarly, impermanence helps us celebrate life's joys without grasping at them, knowing they are gifts to be cherished, not possessed. A practical way to cultivate this awareness is through mindfulness. Pay attention to the transient nature of your experiences, how a sensation arises and fades, how a thought appears and disappears. Notice the shifting of emotions throughout the day or the subtle changes in your surroundings. These observations can deepen your understanding of impermanence and help you find peace within its flow. Impermanence also teaches us the value of letting go. When we cling to what is no longer, we create unnecessary suffering. By practicing non-attachment, we allow ourselves to move forward, open to the new possibilities that change brings. This doesn't mean we stop caring or detach from life altogether. Instead, we learn to engage fully with the present while releasing the need to control its outcome. Buddhist teachings often use the metaphor of a sand mandala to illustrate impermanence. Monks spend days creating intricate patterns with colored sand, only to sweep them away upon completion. This act symbolizes the transitory nature of all things and serves as a reminder to cherish the process rather than becoming fixated on the result. In modern life, embracing impermanence can help us navigate the ever-changing landscape of careers, relationships, and personal growth. It encourages flexibility and adaptability, empowering us to meet change with curiosity rather than resistance. Each ending becomes an opportunity for a new beginning, and each loss a chance to cultivate gratitude for what was. Ultimately, impermanence is not a cause for despair, but a gateway to freedom. It reminds us that nothing stays the same, including our struggles and fears. By embracing this truth, we find beauty in life's transience and learn to live more fully in the present moment, appreciating its richness and depth. The interconnectedness of all beings. Buddhism teaches that we are not isolated islands, but threads in an intricate web of existence. This principle of interconnectedness, or pratityasamutpada, dependent origination, reveals that everything in life is interdependent. Our actions, words, and thoughts ripple outward, affecting not only ourselves but also the world around us. Understanding this interconnectedness can transform how we view ourselves, others, and our place in the universe. At its core, interconnectedness challenges the illusion of separateness. While it may seem that we exist as independent individuals, a closer examination reveals how deeply interconnected we are with everything around us. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, all are products of countless factors and efforts. The farmer who grew the crops, the rain that nourished the soil, the worker who sewed the fabric, all contribute to our daily lives. This awareness fosters a profound sense of gratitude. When we recognize how much we rely on others and the natural world, it becomes easier to appreciate the countless unseen contributions that sustain us. Gratitude, in turn, inspires us to give back, creating a cycle of generosity and kindness. Interconnectedness also deepens our compassion. When we understand that all beings are part of the same web of existence, their joys and sorrows become our own. This perspective dissolves barriers of race, nationality, and social status, encouraging us to treat others with empathy and respect. In practical terms, this means approaching interactions with a sense of responsibility. Every action we take, whether it's a kind word or a harmful deed, has consequences that extend beyond ourselves. By acting with mindfulness and intention, we can contribute positively to the interconnected whole. One of the most striking implications of interconnectedness is our relationship with the environment. Buddhism teaches that harming the earth is ultimately harming ourselves, as we are inextricably linked to its well-being. This understanding calls for a lifestyle of mindfulness and sustainability, making choices that honor our shared home. The principle of interconnectedness also extends to the inner workings of the mind. Just as external phenomena are interdependent, so too are our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. A single thought can trigger a cascade of feelings and actions, shaping our reality. By cultivating awareness of these connections, we gain greater control over our inner world and how we interact with the outer one. Meditation can help deepen this understanding. Practices like loving kindness meditation encourage us to extend compassion to all beings, beginning with ourselves and radiating outward to friends, strangers, and even those we find difficult. This exercise reinforces the idea that our well-being is tied to the well-being of others, fostering a sense of unity and interconnectedness. Interconnectedness also invites us to let go of the ego. The self we cling to is not a fixed, independent entity, but a collection of experiences, relationships, and influences. Recognizing this can free us from the need to prove ourselves or protect a rigid sense of identity, allowing us to live with greater openness and authenticity. In a world that often emphasizes individualism, the Buddhist teaching of interconnectedness offers a refreshing and transformative perspective. It reminds us that we are never truly alone and that our actions, no matter how small, have the power to create meaningful change. By embracing this principle, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection, purpose, and responsibility. Whether through acts of kindness, environmental stewardship, or simply recognizing the beauty in life's web, interconnectedness encourages us to live in harmony with ourselves, others, and the world around us. This realization, both humbling and empowering, lies at the heart of a life well lived. Balancing ambition with contentment. In the modern world, ambition often carries a double-edged sword. While striving for success can be motivating and rewarding, unchecked ambition can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a constant sense of dissatisfaction. Buddhism offers a unique perspective on ambition, the middle way, a balanced approach that allows us to pursue goals with intention while remaining grounded in contentment. The middle way, as taught by the Buddha, avoids the extremes of indulgence and deprivation. It's not about giving up ambition, but about engaging with it mindfully, ensuring that our pursuit of success aligns with our values and well-being. This balance fosters a healthier relationship with ambition, one rooted in purpose rather than relentless striving. Contentment does not mean complacency. Instead, it is the ability to find peace in the present moment while working toward meaningful goals. Ambition, when paired with contentment, becomes a force for growth and self-discovery rather than a source of stress. This balance allows us to pursue success without losing ourselves in the process. One way to practice this is by setting intentions rather than rigid expectations. Intentions focus on the process and effort rather than the outcome. For instance, instead of fixating on achieving a promotion, focus on improving your skills and building meaningful connections. This approach shifts the emphasis from results to growth, reducing the pressure of external validation. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in balancing ambition with contentment. By staying present, we can recognize when ambition begins to tip into unhealthy territory. Are we sacrificing our well-being for success? Are we measuring our worth solely by achievements? Mindfulness allows us to course-correct, ensuring our ambitions enhance rather than diminish our lives. Another key is practicing gratitude. When we appreciate what we already have, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of wanting more. Gratitude grounds us in the present and reminds us that joy and fulfillment are not solely dependent on future accomplishments. It creates space for ambition to coexist with a deep appreciation for the here and now. The middle way also encourages us to examine the motivations behind our ambitions. Are we driven by a desire to grow and contribute, or by a need to prove our worth? Understanding these motivations helps us align our goals with our authentic selves, fostering a sense of purpose rather than pressure. Lastly, self-compassion is essential. Ambition often comes with setbacks and failures, but these moments are opportunities for growth, not reasons for self-criticism. Treat yourself with kindness and recognize that progress, not perfection, is the goal. This mindset creates resilience, allowing you to navigate challenges with grace and maintain balance. By applying the middle way, we can redefine ambition as a journey rather than a destination. This approach not only helps us achieve our goals, but also ensures that we remain content and grounded along the way. Finding freedom through detachment. Detachment is one of Buddhism's most profound teachings, yet it's often misunderstood. It doesn't mean indifference or apathy, but rather the ability to engage with life fully without becoming overly attached to outcomes, possessions, or the opinions of others. This freedom from attachment allows us to live authentically, unburdened by the constant need for external validation. At its core, detachment is about letting go of the illusion that our happiness depends on things outside of ourselves. Whether it's a promotion, a relationship, or material success, clinging to these external factors creates a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. When we detach, we liberate ourselves from this cycle, finding contentment within rather than in fleeting circumstances. Detachment doesn't mean giving up on goals or relationships. It means approaching them with a sense of openness and non-attachment to the outcome. For instance, when pursuing a goal, focus on the effort and growth it brings, rather than being fixated on success or failure. This mindset reduces anxiety and allows you to enjoy the process, regardless of the result. One practical way to cultivate detachment is through mindfulness. When you notice yourself becoming overly attached to an idea, outcome, or possession, pause and observe your thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, am I clinging to something I can't control? Is this attachment serving my well-being? This awareness helps you release unhelpful attachments and regain balance. Detachment also involves letting go of the need for external validation. In a world where likes, promotions, and compliments often define our worth, this can be challenging. But true freedom lies in recognizing that your value is inherent and not dependent on others' approval. By cultivating self-worth from within, you detach from the pressures of seeking validation and live more authentically. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool for detachment. When we appreciate what we have, we become less attached to what we lack. Gratitude shifts our focus from longing to abundance, creating a sense of fulfillment that doesn't rely on acquiring more. Meditation is a cornerstone of detachment. By sitting in stillness and observing your thoughts, you can learn to witness them without judgment or attachment. This practice trains your mind to let go of clinging and embrace impermanence, fostering a sense of peace and freedom. Finally, detachment requires acceptance. Life is unpredictable, and outcomes are often beyond our control. By embracing uncertainty and trusting in the flow of life, we can release the need to micromanage every detail and find peace in the present moment. Detachment is not a withdrawal from life, but an invitation to engage with it fully, free from the weight of unnecessary attachments. It allows us to act with clarity and purpose, unclouded by fears and desires. By practicing detachment, we unlock the freedom to live authentically and embrace life as it is, not as we wish it to be. The ultimate goal, nirvana and liberation. At the heart of Buddhism lies the ultimate aspiration, nirvana, a state of liberation, freedom, and profound inner peace. For centuries, this concept has inspired countless practitioners, guiding them toward a life of clarity and purpose. Yet, in today's fast-paced and often chaotic world, nirvana can seem like an abstract, unattainable ideal. However, its principles are not just reserved for monks in monasteries, but offer profound guidance for anyone seeking peace and purpose in modern life. Nirvana, in its simplest terms, refers to the extinguishing of the flames of craving, aversion, and ignorance that fuel human suffering. It is not a place or a reward, but a state of being, a profound freedom from the attachments and illusions that keep us tethered to dissatisfaction and turmoil. Achieving nirvana is the culmination of the Buddha's teachings, representing the ultimate liberation of the mind and soul. In modern life, nirvana might feel distant, but its essence is accessible to anyone willing to walk the path. It begins with understanding that liberation does not mean escaping the world, but transforming our relationship with it. To integrate the principles of nirvana into daily life, we must learn to live with awareness, purpose, and an open heart. One of the core teachings of nirvana is the letting go of attachment. In today's materialistic and achievement-driven society, it's easy to become consumed by the pursuit of possessions, status, or recognition. These external markers often promise happiness, but rarely deliver lasting fulfillment. By embracing the principle of non-attachment, we can begin to free ourselves from the endless cycle of wanting and dissatisfaction. Non-attachment doesn't mean renouncing all desires or withdrawing from life's pleasures. Instead, it invites us to engage with the world without clinging to outcomes or defining our worth by external circumstances. For example, we can work toward career goals or nurture relationships with love and commitment, but without letting them dictate our happiness or identity. This mindset fosters resilience, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with equanimity. Another path to nirvana lies in cultivating mindfulness. The Buddha taught that liberation begins with seeing things as they truly are. In our busy, distraction-filled lives, mindfulness helps us pause and reconnect with the present moment. By being fully aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can identify the patterns of craving, aversion, and ignorance that perpetuate suffering. This awareness is the first step toward liberation. Mindfulness also helps us embrace impermanence, a cornerstone of Buddhist thought. When we accept that everything is fleeting, whether joy, sorrow, success, or failure, we can let go of our need to control or cling to the transient. This acceptance doesn't lead to passivity, but to a deeper appreciation for life's beauty and fragility. Compassion, too, is integral to the journey toward nirvana. The Buddha taught that liberation is not an individual pursuit, but one that encompasses all beings. By cultivating compassion, we transcend self-centered concerns and connect with the shared humanity of others. Acts of kindness, empathy, and service not only bring peace to others, but also purify our own hearts, dissolving the barriers that separate us. Meditation remains one of the most powerful tools for integrating the principles of nirvana into modern life. Through meditation, we train the mind to observe thoughts without judgment, releasing the attachments that bind us. Whether it's a few minutes of quiet breathing in the morning or a longer practice at day's end, meditation offers a sanctuary of stillness in a chaotic world. In practical terms, striving for nirvana doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities or living a life devoid of ambition. Instead, it's about aligning our actions with values that bring genuine fulfillment and peace. It's about prioritizing inner growth over external validation, embracing simplicity, and finding joy in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. For those who seek a deeper connection with the concept of nirvana, reflecting on the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path provides a foundation for daily practice. These teachings remind us that the path to liberation begins with understanding suffering, its causes, and the way to transcend it. Each step we take toward mindfulness, compassion, and non-attachment brings us closer to a life imbued with clarity and purpose. In the modern world, nirvana might feel like an ancient ideal, but its principles remain as relevant as ever. It challenges us to examine what truly matters, to let go of the illusions that bind us, and to cultivate a life rooted in peace and purpose. While the journey to nirvana is deeply personal, its rewards ripple outward, creating a world that is kinder, wiser, and more harmonious. The Buddha's teachings remind us that liberation is not reserved for a select few, but is accessible to anyone willing to walk the path. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, we can begin to experience glimpses of nirvana, a profound freedom and peace that transcends the chaos of the world, guiding us toward a life of enduring meaning and joy. The art of self-compassion. Self-compassion is a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings, offering a profound way to navigate life's difficulties with kindness and understanding. At its heart, self-compassion means treating yourself with the same care and respect that you would extend to a dear friend. This practice can heal emotional wounds, boost confidence, and foster resilience, empowering you to face challenges without self-criticism or fear of failure. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of recognizing our shared humanity. Just as every person experiences joy and suffering, so do we. Acknowledging this universal truth reminds us that our imperfections and struggles are not unique failures, but part of the human experience. This perspective can help soften the harsh judgments we often impose on ourselves, creating space for growth and self-acceptance. Self-compassion begins with mindfulness, the ability to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When life becomes overwhelming, mindfulness allows you to step back and recognize your suffering without being consumed by it. For example, if you make a mistake at work and feel the sting of self-criticism, mindfulness helps you identify that inner dialogue as an unhelpful response rather than a reflection of your worth. The second element of self-compassion is self-kindness, which involves actively soothing and encouraging yourself during difficult times. Instead of berating yourself for perceived shortcomings, you can replace harsh words with affirmations of understanding and care. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'm such a failure," you might say, "It's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning and growing." Buddhism also teaches the importance of metta, or loving kindness. While metta is often directed toward others, it is equally essential to direct this compassion inward. A simple meditation practice involves repeating phrases of loving kindness toward yourself, such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be free from suffering." Over time, this practice can reshape your inner dialogue, fostering a sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. By cultivating self-compassion, you create a foundation for emotional healing. It becomes easier to let go of past regrets, move forward with confidence, and approach future challenges with courage. Self-compassion doesn't mean avoiding responsibility or ignoring areas for improvement. Instead, it encourages growth by providing a safe, nurturing space to address your challenges without fear or self-reproach. In practicing self-compassion, you may find that you're better equipped to extend compassion to others. When you are kind to yourself, you build a reservoir of empathy and patience that naturally flows into your relationships. This interconnectedness highlights the Buddhist principle of balance, how the inner work of self-compassion enriches both your inner and outer worlds. Incorporating self-compassion into your daily life can start with small but meaningful steps. When you notice self-critical thoughts, pause and ask yourself, "What would I say to a friend in this situation?" Replace the harsh narrative with words of encouragement. Over time, this practice can rewire your inner dialogue, creating a habit of kindness toward yourself. Self-compassion is not a sign of weakness, but a source of profound inner strength. By embracing your humanity with tenderness and understanding, you build the resilience to weather life's storms with grace. In doing so, you align with the core Buddhist principle that every being, including yourself, is deserving of love and compassion. Dream Yoga, unlocking awareness in sleep. Dream Yoga, a practice rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, invites us to explore the depths of consciousness even as we sleep. By cultivating mindfulness within the dream state, we unlock a profound avenue for self-discovery, spiritual growth, and an enriched understanding of reality. Dream Yoga serves as both a spiritual practice and a practical tool for awakening the mind, offering transformative insights that can ripple into daily life. In Tibetan Buddhism, dreams are viewed as a reflection of the mind's inner workings. Just as meditation fosters awareness in waking life, Dream Yoga cultivates awareness in the dream state. The goal is not to control dreams, but to recognize their impermanence and illusory nature, paralleling the Buddhist understanding of reality itself. The first step in Dream Yoga is developing dream recall. By keeping a journal by your bedside and recording your dreams each morning, you strengthen your ability to remember and reflect on them. This practice fosters mindfulness and builds a bridge between your waking and dreaming states. Over time, you may begin to notice recurring patterns, symbols, or emotions, providing valuable insights into your subconscious. The next phase is to cultivate lucid dreaming, becoming aware that you are dreaming while still within the dream. Techniques such as reality checks during the day can support this process. For example, asking yourself, "Am I dreaming?" At regular intervals trains your mind to question reality. Eventually, this habit can carry over into your dreams, sparking moments of clarity where you recognize the dream as it unfolds. Once lucidity is achieved, the practice of dream yoga deepens. Instead of trying to manipulate the dream, you focus on observing it with mindfulness and equanimity. This teaches you to remain centered and aware, even amid the mind's most vivid creations. Dream yoga encourages you to confront fears or unresolved emotions that arise in dreams, using the experience as an opportunity for healing and growth. Dream yoga also emphasizes the concept of impermanence. Just as dreams dissolve upon waking, so too do the experiences and attachments of waking life. By meditating on the ephemeral nature of dreams, you cultivate a greater appreciation for the present moment and a clearer understanding of the transient nature of existence. In addition to its spiritual benefits, dream yoga has practical applications. It can enhance creativity, improve problem-solving skills, and help manage stress and anxiety. By exploring the dream state with curiosity and mindfulness, you may uncover innovative solutions to challenges or gain fresh perspectives on personal dilemmas. Dream yoga ultimately aims to dissolve the boundaries between waking and dreaming, fostering an ongoing state of awareness. This heightened mindfulness can transform how you engage with the world, enabling you to respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and compassion. For those beginning their journey into dream yoga, patience and persistence are key. The practice requires consistent effort, but offers profound rewards. As you deepen your connection to the dream state, you not only uncover the hidden dimensions of your mind, but also align more closely with the Buddhist path of awakening. Dream yoga reminds us that consciousness is not confined to our waking hours. By embracing the dream state as a field for mindfulness and exploration, we open the door to a richer, more integrated understanding of ourselves and the nature of reality. In this way, dream yoga becomes not just a practice of sleep, but a profound tool for awakening. The middle way in parenting. Parenting is often described as one of life's most rewarding yet challenging journeys. Balancing love, discipline, and mindfulness requires constant adjustment, patience, and introspection. The middle way, a central tenet of Buddhism, offers a profound framework for navigating the complexities of parenting. By fostering balance and intentionality, the middle way enables parents to nurture their children's emotional intelligence while maintaining their own spiritual grounding. The Buddha's concept of the middle way advocates a path of moderation, avoiding extremes and finding harmony in life's choices. This principle is particularly relevant to parenting, where the challenge lies in balancing boundaries with compassion, independence with guidance, and self-care with the demands of family life. A cornerstone of applying the middle way in parenting is leading with love and understanding. Children thrive in an environment where they feel safe, valued, and heard. However, unconditional love doesn't mean the absence of discipline. Discipline, when rooted in mindfulness and compassion, helps children understand the consequences of their actions and learn self-regulation. Instead of punitive measures, consider approaches that teach lessons and foster growth. For instance, calmly explaining the impact of a misstep and involving your child in finding a solution can be far more effective than resorting to punishment. Mindfulness plays a pivotal role in embodying the middle way as a parent. Being present with your children allows you to truly see their needs, emotions, and struggles. It enables you to respond with intention rather than react impulsively. For example, when your child is upset, mindfulness helps you pause, listen, and validate their feelings, creating a space for connection and trust. This practice not only soothes your child, but also models emotional regulation, a skill they will carry throughout life. Another aspect of mindful parenting is embracing imperfection, both in yourself and your child. The middle way acknowledges the inherent impermanence and flaws of life, recognizing that there is no such thing as a perfect parent or child, allows you to approach challenges with grace and humility. When mistakes happen, whether it's losing your temper or your child acting out, view them as opportunities for growth rather than failures. Balancing your spiritual practice with parenting is another area where the middle way offers guidance. It's easy for parents to neglect their own well-being in the face of their responsibilities, but self-care is essential for mindful parenting. Taking time for meditation, journaling, or quiet reflection helps you maintain inner peace and clarity, which in turn benefits your family. By prioritizing your spiritual growth, you set an example for your children, showing them the importance of cultivating their own inner lives. Raising emotionally intelligent children also involves teaching them to navigate life's uncertainties with resilience and mindfulness. Encourage your child to explore their emotions without judgment and to find healthy outlets for expressing themselves. Share age-appropriate insights from Buddhist teachings, such as the value of kindness, the impermanence of feelings, and the importance of compassion. These lessons provide a foundation for emotional intelligence and ethical living. Incorporating the middle way into parenting doesn't mean adhering to rigid rules. Rather, it's about cultivating a balanced mindset. Some days will require more structure, while others will call for greater flexibility. What matters is your commitment to showing up with love, mindfulness, and the willingness to adapt. Parenting through the lens of the middle way fosters an environment where children feel supported, respected, and equipped to navigate life's complexities. At the same time, it allows you, as a parent, to remain grounded in your own spiritual practice, embracing the journey with patience and joy. Silence as a spiritual tool. In the noisy and fast-paced world of modern life, silence is often undervalued or overlooked. Yet in Buddhism, silence is a profound spiritual tool, offering a gateway to deeper self-awareness, clarity, and inner peace. By embracing silence, we create space to reconnect with ourselves and the present moment, counteracting the relentless distractions of daily living. Silence in Buddhism is not merely the absence of sound, but an active state of being, a deliberate turning inward to observe the mind. It is in these quiet moments that we can hear the subtler whispers of our thoughts and emotions, gaining insight into our inner workings. The Buddha himself often retreated into silence to reflect, meditate, and deepen his understanding of existence. The power of silence lies in its ability to strip away the noise that clouds our judgment and perception. When we step away from external stimuli, be it conversations, screens, or responsibilities, we begin to notice the patterns of our minds. Thoughts, anxieties, and desires rise to the surface, offering an opportunity to observe them without attachment. This practice fosters self-awareness and can lead to profound revelations about our true nature. Incorporating silence into daily life can take many forms. Setting aside time for meditation is one of the most effective ways to embrace silence. By sitting in stillness, focusing on your breath or a mantra, you can quiet the mental chatter and cultivate a sense of calm. Even a few minutes of silent meditation each day can have a transformative impact, helping you navigate life with greater clarity and composure. Another way to practice silence is through mindful activities such as walking, cooking, or simply sitting in nature. By turning off external distractions and immersing yourself fully in the present moment, You create space for introspection and connection. For example, a silent walk in a park allows you to tune into the rhythm of your steps, the rustle of leaves, and the sensations of the air on your skin. These experiences ground you in the now, offering a respite from the demands of the outside world. Silence can also be a powerful tool in relationships. Pausing before responding in conversations allows you to listen more deeply and choose your words mindfully. This practice not only enhances communication, but also fosters mutual understanding and respect. Additionally, shared moments of silence with loved ones can create a sense of intimacy and presence that words often cannot convey. In modern life, where noise is constant and multitasking is celebrated, silence offers a radical act of self-care and rebellion against overstimulation. By intentionally seeking out silence, you reclaim your mental space and protect your peace. This practice aligns with the Buddhist principle of samatha, or tranquility, which emphasizes the importance of calming the mind to achieve deeper awareness. Embracing silence doesn't mean withdrawing from the world entirely. Rather, it's about creating moments of stillness to recharge and reflect. These pockets of quietude allow you to return to life's demands with renewed energy and focus. Over time, the practice of silence can cultivate a lasting sense of inner peace that remains even amidst chaos. In a world that often equates productivity with constant activity, silence reminds us that true growth and understanding come from within. By turning down the volume of external noise and tuning into the quiet wisdom of our minds, we unlock a profound source of clarity, resilience, and connection. Silence is not an escape, but a return to ourselves, to the present moment, and to the essence of life itself. Generosity, the joy of giving. In Buddhism, dana, or generosity, is one of the foundational virtues on the path to enlightenment. It is not merely about giving material possessions, but about cultivating an open heart and a selfless spirit. Generosity is seen as a practice that enriches both the giver and the receiver, creating a ripple effect of kindness and compassion that can transform lives and relationships. At its core, dana is an expression of interconnectedness. By giving, we acknowledge that we are not isolated beings, but part of a larger whole. In sharing what we have, be it time, resources, or compassion, we reinforce bonds and contribute to the well-being of others. This practice aligns with the Buddhist understanding that true happiness arises not from clinging to what we possess, but from letting go and opening ourselves to the needs of others. Generosity can take many forms, from grand acts of charity to small, everyday gestures. Offering a listening ear to a friend in distress, volunteering at a community center, or even a kind smile to a stranger can embody the spirit of dana. What matters is not the size of the gift, but the intention behind it. Giving with an open heart, without expecting anything in return, cultivates joy and deepens our sense of purpose. Practicing generosity helps to weaken the grip of greed and attachment. In clinging to possessions or time, we create barriers that separate us from others and foster anxiety about loss. However, when we give freely, we loosen these attachments and experience the freedom that comes from releasing our hold. This detachment doesn't lead to deprivation, but to an abundance of spirit, a sense that by sharing, we become richer in love, connection, and fulfillment. Generosity also enhances relationships. Selfless giving builds trust and fosters a sense of mutual care. When we give without strings attached, we demonstrate that our relationships are not transactional, but rooted in genuine concern, for the well-being of others. This principle applies not only to personal relationships, but also to community and professional settings, where acts of kindness can create a culture of collaboration and goodwill. In practicing dana, it's important to give mindfully, reflect on the needs of the recipient, and ensure that your giving aligns with their well-being. Giving should not come from a place of ego or obligation, but from a sincere desire to uplift others. This mindful approach ensures that the act of generosity is meaningful and beneficial. Generosity also has profound benefits for the giver. Scientific studies have shown that acts of giving release endorphins and reduce stress, leading to what is often called the helper's high. From a Buddhist perspective, generosity purifies the mind, planting seeds of merit that contribute to spiritual growth and pave the way for deeper wisdom and compassion. To cultivate generosity in daily life, start small. Share your time by helping a neighbor, donate to a cause you believe in, or simply practice kindness in your interactions. As you grow more comfortable with giving, you may find opportunities to expand your generosity, both materially and emotionally. Ultimately, dana is not just a practice, but a way of being, a mindset that embraces abundance over scarcity, connection over isolation, and love over fear. By embodying generosity, we align with the Buddhist path of selflessness and discover the profound joy that arises from enriching the lives of others. Death and rebirth, facing mortality with peace. Death is one of life's greatest certainties, yet it is often shrouded in fear and avoidance. In Buddhism, the concepts of death and rebirth are central to understanding the nature of existence and the path to liberation. By confronting mortality with openness and equanimity, we can transform our relationship with life, cultivating gratitude, clarity, and a fearless approach to the inevitable. Buddhism views death not as an end, but as a transition, a natural part of the cycle of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This perspective encourages us to see life and death as interconnected rather than opposites. Just as a seed must die to give birth to a tree, death is seen as a necessary step for transformation and renewal. Understanding this cyclical nature fosters acceptance and reduces the anxiety that often surrounds the idea of mortality. One of the most profound teachings on death in Buddhism is the principle of impermanence, anicca. Everything in life, from our possessions to our bodies, is transient and ever-changing. By accepting impermanence, we free ourselves from clinging to what is fleeting and learn to cherish each moment. This awareness does not diminish the value of life, but enhances it, allowing us to live more fully and intentionally. Meditating on death is a common practice in Buddhism designed to cultivate awareness and preparation. Known as maranasati, mindfulness of death, this practice involves contemplating the inevitability of death and the uncertainty of its timing. Far from being morbid, it serves as a reminder of life's preciousness and motivates us to live with purpose and integrity. By regularly reflecting on mortality, we can let go of trivial concerns and focus on what truly matters. The Buddhist view of rebirth offers additional insight into facing death with peace. According to the teachings, our actions, karma, create the conditions for future experiences, shaping the cycle of rebirth. This understanding emphasizes the importance of living ethically and mindfully in the present, as our deeds ripple beyond this life. While the specifics of rebirth may remain a mystery, the principle encourages us to cultivate positive intentions and compassion, leaving a legacy of goodness. Fearing death often stems from the fear of the unknown or the attachment to the self. Buddhism challenges the notion of a permanent, unchanging self, anatta, teaching that what we consider self is a collection of ever-changing elements. By embracing this insight, we can let go of the ego's fear of annihilation and approach death with a sense of curiosity and acceptance. Buddhist rituals and teachings also provide comfort and guidance for those facing death or grieving a loss. Practices such as chanting, offering merit, or meditating on compassion help create a sense of connection and peace during times of transition. These rituals not only honor the departed, but also provide solace for those left behind, reminding them of the interwoven nature of existence. Understanding mortality can profoundly transform how we live. When we accept death as an integral part of life, we develop a greater appreciation for the present moment. Gratitude naturally arises as we recognize the fleeting beauty of each experience, relationship, and breath. This awareness helps us prioritize what truly matters, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing meaningful goals, or cultivating inner peace. Facing mortality with peace does not mean dismissing the emotions that come with it. Sadness, fear, and longing are natural responses to loss and the unknown. However, Buddhism teaches us to meet these emotions with mindfulness and compassion, allowing them to flow without resistance or judgment. By integrating the Buddhist teachings on death and rebirth, we can transform our fear into wisdom and our resistance into acceptance. This shift not only prepares us for the eventual end of life, but also enriches the way we live, enabling us to embrace each moment with clarity, courage, and a profound sense of purpose. Integrating Buddhism into daily routines involves more than adopting specific practices. It's about infusing your everyday life with mindfulness, compassion, and a sense of purpose. The teachings of Buddhism provide a practical framework for navigating life's challenges with clarity and balance. By weaving these principles into your routines, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace, deepen your self-awareness, and transform ordinary moments into opportunities for spiritual growth. Morning rituals are a powerful way to set the tone for your day. In Buddhism, mornings are often viewed as a time of renewal and reflection, when the mind is fresh and receptive. Begin your day with a moment of mindfulness, sitting quietly and focusing on your breath. This simple practice helps ground your awareness in the present moment, clearing the mental clutter and creating a sense of calm that carries through the day. Incorporating gratitude into your morning can also be transformative. Before stepping out of bed, take a moment to reflect on the blessings in your life. This could be as simple as appreciating the warmth of your bed, the people you love, or the opportunities ahead. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, fostering a positive outlook and preparing you to face the day's challenges with equanimity. Mindfulness can be extended into the mundane tasks of your morning routine. When brushing your teeth, preparing breakfast, or getting dressed, focus fully on the task at hand. Notice the sensations, smells, and movements without rushing or letting your mind wander to the day's to-do list. These small acts of presence turn everyday actions into mindfulness practices, helping you cultivate a sense of peace amidst the busyness of life. Throughout your day, consider how Buddhist principles like compassion and non-attachment can influence your interactions. When engaging with others, practice right speech, one of the elements of the Eightfold Path, by speaking truthfully, kindly, and with intention. This approach not only enhances your relationships, but also fosters a sense of harmony and respect in your environment. At work, you can apply the principle of right effort by focusing on tasks with a sense of purpose and mindfulness. Avoid multitasking, which can scatter your attention and increase stress. Instead, commit fully to each task, approaching it with patience and care. Even in a demanding job, mindfulness can help you remain balanced and productive without feeling overwhelmed. Meals present another opportunity to integrate Buddhism into your daily life. Practice mindful eating by slowing down and savoring each bite, paying attention to the flavors, textures, and smells of your food. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment of the meal, but also encourages gratitude for the effort and resources that brought the food to your table. Evening reflections provide a chance to review your day through a Buddhist lens. Before bed, set aside a few minutes for self-reflection. Consider how you applied mindfulness, compassion, and other principles throughout the day. Were there moments when you acted out of anger or attachment? How can you approach similar situations differently in the future? This practice encourages self-awareness and helps you align your actions more closely with your values. Meditation before bedtime can also help you unwind and prepare for restful sleep. A simple breathing or loving-kindness meditation allows you to let go of the day's stress, release lingering negative emotions, and cultivate a sense of peace. This ritual not only improves sleep quality, but also sets the stage for a mindful start to the next day. One of the most profound ways to integrate Buddhism into your daily routines is to embrace impermanence, recognize that each moment is fleeting and unique, and approach your day with openness and gratitude. This perspective encourages you to let go of unnecessary attachments and to fully engage with the present, whether you're working, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying a quiet moment. Acts of service and generosity can also become part of your daily routine. Look for small ways to help others, whether it's holding the door open, offering a kind word, or volunteering your time. These gestures embody the Buddhist principle of dana, generosity, and remind you of the interconnectedness of all beings. Integrating Buddhism into daily life doesn't require major lifestyle changes or hours of meditation. It's about infusing the principles of mindfulness, compassion, and purpose into your existing routines. By approaching each moment with intention and presence, you transform ordinary activities into meaningful practices that nurture your spiritual growth and enhance your sense of peace and fulfillment. Over time, these small but consistent efforts can create a life deeply rooted in the wisdom and teachings of Buddhism. As we come to the end of this guide, we reflect on the timeless wisdom that Buddhism offers for navigating the complexities of modern life. The teachings of the Buddha remind us that peace, clarity, and fulfillment are not destinations to be reached, but journeys to be lived. Each principle explored here, from mindfulness and compassion to the impermanence of all things, serves as a compass, guiding us toward a life of balance and deeper understanding. The beauty of Buddhism lies in its practicality. These teachings are not confined to monasteries or distant mountaintops. They are alive and relevant in the pulse of our everyday routines, the rhythm of our thoughts, and the way we engage with the world around us. Whether it's through a moment of stillness in the chaos, a deliberate breath before speaking, or a quiet act of generosity, every small effort becomes a thread in the tapestry of a more mindful life. The lessons we've journeyed through are more than philosophical musings. They are tools for transformation. They challenge us to question our attachments, to embrace change with grace, and to cultivate compassion not only for others, but also for ourselves. They urge us to step into the present moment with courage, to face suffering with resilience, and to seek joy in the simplicity of just being. But this is not an ending. It's a beginning. As the Buddha taught, enlightenment is not something bestowed upon us. It is something we cultivate moment by moment through our thoughts, words, and actions. The principles shared here are seeds, and it is up to you to nurture them, allowing them to grow into a life of purpose, connection, and inner peace. Take these teachings and let them infuse your days. Let mindfulness shape your mornings, gratitude guide your nights, and compassion anchor your relationships. Let the practice of letting go free you from burdens you no longer need to carry, and let the understanding of impermanence awaken you to the beauty of now. The path is not always easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. As you walk it, remember that even the smallest step is progress, and every moment is an opportunity to begin again. Buddhism invites us to live fully, to love deeply, and to meet each challenge with an open heart and a steady mind. And so, as you close this guide, may you carry with you the knowledge that you are never truly alone. The wisdom of the Buddha, the interconnectedness of all beings, and the vast potential within you are always present. Each breath, each thought, and each action is a chance to align with the path, to live with intention, and to move closer to the liberation and joy that is your birthright. May your journey be filled with insight, growth, and the quiet, steady light of awareness. And may you find, within yourself and the world around you, the peace that has always been waiting for you to discover it.